He also admitted that he speaks to that umbrella guy, and you'll see that one text in there.
Oh, no.
MZ. That umbrella guy is the big lead of Johnny Depp's, positive social media that is putting the negative out on
so much credit.
You
treading a thin line
seized
here,
the moment
Elaine.
and responded to the umbrella guy, the lead person for Mr. Depp's Twitters. Did you not?
Wait, what?
Twitter's the lead, man.
Overruled.
Facts not in evidence.
Mr. Umbrella Guy is the lead. The lead.
You know that he is
The lead what?
the most predominant pro-Depp Twitters out there.
I'm calling from Los Angeles, and I'm having a little problem under the name ThatUmbrellaGuy. I sent him my phone number at least 20 times in the chat and told him to call me. He ignored me, or I'm a man. I filed the report. If you guys could take a look at it and give me a call back, I would love to hear what you guys can do to help us. We really need to kind of stop this guy at least until Monday. I told him to call me, or I'm a man.
Yeah. This isn't a song, it's a call out. A platinum flowing nuclear option fallout. You ruin lives because no one knows you. Well, that umbrella guy, he will expose you. It's not just the stalking in the lies where you fail. All the scanning that you aimed at the Hales, the family members, and what you to take. The broken people left in your wake. It's that umbrella guy, an epic mic check. Inviting millions to watch as I wreck. Someone that'll target a child with PTSD. But when a man steps up, you can't stop me. And I got questions here from the masses. This is college, and you're attending classes. Yeah, reality 101 is calling, and what you did is beyond appalling. And you retaliate with BHS with your sheeple. Dozens of aliases. What are you hiding? Cut the chase, that's not law-abiding. Even the therapist want the courts to keep you away from a child you consider nothing more than a payday. It's that umbrella guy with a mic check, pointing out all the lives that you've wrecked. You excuse it to any commentator, but you're the common denominator. It's that umbrella guy live from the hat rack, dropping rhymes that might have an impact on rebuilding everything you were taking from all that trust that you were taking. Can stop me.
How's it going, folks? Welcome today. I was going back through trying to figure out what all these freaking tracks are.
I think you should use that Depp one all the time. Oh my God. That umbrella guy is the lead. Whatever. You're the lead guy, for
I like
Johnny's team.
I like this one too. Here, I'll play this one. I like the Waldman one, this one here.
Have you communicated with a social media user who goes by the name ThatUmbrellaGuy?
I've had several phone calls with the person who goes by the name ThatUmbrellaGuy. I don't actually know his real name.
I don't actually know.
I don't know his real name. Yeah.
Tell me, did Adam call you Tug on the phone? That would crack me up.
Yeah, he does, and he would call me Tug. That actually everybody does. It's funny, he does though. Like it's so amusing in its own way because that becomes your name. I mean, even with very serious people,
that's what I call you.
Yeah, well, and that's what it is. I mean, he would be like, that umbrella guy. He was like, he asked me, can I call you Tug? I was like, sure, whatever.
You're like, you can call me anything you want.
Well, you can call me as long as you're gonna, as long as you're gonna answer my questions. I was just like, hey man, you can whatever, as long as you. I have to say, like when you run into lawyers that know what they're doing, Like you can really tell, lawyers that have put together a case, like you can feel it out, and you can really tell a lawyer when they're not lying. When they're lawyers defend their clients different ways. Some of them defend it with truth, and some of them defend it with lies. And when you fill out one that's just like, yo, I've got the whole case, I've got all this truth here, and they will open up every book for you, man, that's amazing feeling. I've run into too many that lie. So it was a really good feeling to run into one that's like, ask me anything. It's all on the table. Yeah.
Agreed. I really liked him in that trial. I got a good feeling about Adam Waldman. I've never spoken to him, but based on his testimony, I really liked him. And I was very angry at the jury for finding him, Johnny liable for something that Adam was doing or said. And I didn't think he said anything wrong either.
Actually, it was even worse. So the judge, on that, they ruled that they could present the statements, but not with context. So the context was actually an article where her team was making all kinds of malicious statements, and he was making statements back. So it was like a back and forth. You weren't allowed to hear about the article or what her team said or what she was saying or anything. When you look at it in context, that was one of the biggest mistakes, in my opinion, within that trial, because Waldman, again, he went out, he said what he said. I honestly agree with what he said.
I agreed with what he said, but that was his opinion. And also it was based on that binder of evidence. Remember the binder?
Yep.
The binders of evidence that he had, that he delivered to the police. There was no way that was defamation. And I'll tell you why. Because he believed it. He believed it wholeheartedly. He said it in good faith. And I'm sure that's what happened.
Yeah. She splashed a little wine on the wall. I mean, we went through, the trial went very well, but the thing was, if they were allowed to present all the evidence that you saw in the UK, you would have seen just how insane this is. I mean, to the point that for the longest time when I talked about that trial, it's just like this one. Okay, when we talk about the Hale's trial, a lot of people look at you and you're like, man, that sounds so crazy. It sounds like a conspiracy. But no, when you start seeing it, all the pieces laid out, sometimes truth sounds insane.
I had somebody leave a comment on YouTube recently. It was today or yesterday. And they said, I really miss you talking about, and then they named several other cases, including Johnny Depp, like big cases, Maya Kowalski. And I replied and I said, listen, this case is every bit as big as those cases. It's every bit as important. And you'll see that eventually. And I cannot drop it. And when I was covering those cases, I didn't cover anything else because I'm only one person. I don't have a team. But I'm telling you, this trial is just as important as any other trial I've covered. And you'll see why eventually. I can see it now, but some of you who are like, boy, I wish she'd get back to this or that. Believe me, folks.
I heard that with, when I did spend a lot of time with Deb V. Heard, and I heard the same thing before that trial. Why? And then when the trial hit, it was like, oh, I see why. Okay, well, this one, I try to be choosy in what I pick, somewhat. I mean, you never know. Like when it starts up and you start looking at it, it could be interesting for a moment, but if it's really interesting and you start following it along, that's typically because there's some kind of true ramification to it.
Absolutely. It would never have held my attention if it didn't matter in a big way. So everybody out there, you just need to trust me. You just need to trust us that we know what we're doing.
Well, just look at everything that's been shown there.
Yeah.
Well, when you thought, hey, something's going to fall by the wayside and this is not going to have any relevance. Well, look at all the stuff that we need to go back and look at again, like Ohio. All of that is it's fair game again. Look at all of her depot. That's all fair game again. Everything is fair game again. And it all does matter. And plus, oh, by the way, so here's an interesting, I'm going to be vague in the way that I say this, okay? Guess what's happened, folks? Those text messages with Shara, all that proof that she's been putting out there. Well, let's just say that there is verification that stuff is 100% legit. Oh, baby.
Yep.
Oh, baby. I'm going to be
And
very
you're
right
all
about
going
that.
to see it real soon.
Yes, you will indeed. But there is
verification, by the way, from the opposing side.
The ecosystem.
The ecosystem itself.
Yes.
Before we get into, though, the meat of whatever it is we're doing tonight, I haven't even asked you. I don't know. I have a cute story that everyone's going to love. So everyone knows I had to cancel my stream this morning because I had 2 children wake up sick. One of them was really sick, fever, aches, the whole thing. And unfortunately for both of the girls, my teenagers, they had a winter dance tonight. And for one of them, for Fairy, it was her first dance that she had an escort to. She was, devastated that she had to cancel. And I had to take her to the doctor, and it was a whole thing, right? Well, her date's dad texts me like early in the morning after I said she's not going to be able to go. And he starts asking me, well, what's her favorite flower? What's her favorite this? What's her favorite that? And her date showed up tonight with flowers and tea and gifts and candy. How sweet is that? I mean, honestly, that is one of the best dad moves I've ever seen. Way to go, dads out there. That's raising your sons to be Chads.
I'll tell you, like when I was doing everything with my daughter, I have to give moms credit because I had to start switching as my daughter gets older. Of course, I have to take her and, get older clothing and sizing and stuff. I'm like, what is this? All this? This is like hieroglyphs. What does this crap mean? How does this work? I don't know how, like upper region. I don't know how that's supposed to work. How do I tell? And, people would moms would come across at first, I got like a weird glance from the slide. I was like, oh no, these people think I'm like I'm weird or something. A lady came up and she was like, you seem a little lost, and is that your daughter? I was like, yeah, that's my daughter. I'm trying to do that. And I mean, just so helpful. And I had that experience multiple times. So I really have to give props.
Yeah,
a lot of dads there. We get lost, It's
great when you have parents, helping to raise their kids to just be good, decent human beings. And I just appreciate it. She was so happy. Oh my God. So thrilled. And she spent all day crying, laying in bed, feverish and miserable. So it was just a lovely thing. And she was so sad. I can't tell you how long she's wanted to go to a school dance with an escort, and it hasn't happened until tonight, and then she had to cancel.
Well, we're snowed in anyway. I don't know about you guys.
Oh, did you see Dave Neal's newest video from Tennessee?
No.
Oh, you got to pull it up for a second and just play a little bit of it.
Actually, I got you a picture. You want to see how Tennessee is. Okay, this is a picture from close by.
It's a production video. I'm telling you, I don't know what he's doing.
Look at this. Look at this. This is from here.
Look.
That looks notice something about the vehicles.
Yeah, why is that vehicle on its side?
Notice they look a lot alike.
Uh-huh. Why is it sideways?
Because these people cannot drive around here. Like this is
not
just
even an inch.
No. And now we have about 6 inches of snow that's hit. So, I mean, that's how it is. I'm telling you, like a 1/4 of an inch of snow around here, and freaking police vehicles start flipping over and stuff. I mean,
is that really a police vehicle? No, shut up. So not even the cops can drive?
Yeah, that's a police vehicle. Like, no crap.
Look, I want to show you something because this is also in Tennessee. So Dave made this video today. There is updates in the Clayton Eckert case, and he made this video. I just want you to see the camera work for a minute. How is this man doing this? He does not have a camera person. I want to know.
He's got a drone in his pocket?
No, he actually doesn't have a drone. He is holding a selfie stick, but he gets to a point where it does this weird rolling around view that is just incredible. And I've got to ask him how he does it. I just don't understand. But Dave Neal, not only is he now, he's giving me a run for my money on the hair. And also, look at that. Look at that.
His hair does look
work.
good. His hair looks good there, though.
His
he looks
hair
good
looks
out
amazing.
there. That does. And it's steady camming. That really
Watch
does. Look
this. Watch
Tell
this
you that.
move.
What
Watch
audio
this.
on the
He's
video
just
camera? Are
showing
you
off.
kidding me? I value you people.
Watch this.
Right? I'm not going to go ahead and do that. So when I'm doing epic moves like this, I'm here to tell you that
That's
I've
showing
got
off,
production
man.
value. And not only do I have
That is
production
showing
value,
off.
I've got the info. So PS Creative Studio.
Dave, no way, man. I am blown away by this production video and showing all the snow in Tennessee. Look at this video.
Yep.
I'm blown away. Epic moves.
Yeah,
It's
people,
right.
People are like, man, where I live, we get lots of snow. You have to understand, like Tennessee, we don't get snow. So having it it shuts everything down. They, even before the snow, to say how bad we respond to it, TEMA, our emergency, they already preemptively said this is a disaster area. Preemptively before the snow even hit. They were like, oh my God, we are going to get snow disaster.
Well, I need to send some pictures of my driveway because what you just showed me with that cop car pull, like,
oh yeah, it's all it takes,
on its
man.
side. You should see the snow here. It is.
Oh, see, I wouldn't even know what to do.
We must have gotten 10 inches over the last 2 days.
This is funny. So
and it keeps coming down and nobody's batting an eye here. We're all like, yeah, bring it. Let's flock and go. We've got skiing. We've got a whole industry here. We need snow for. My driveway, by the way, is not plowed. We just drive on it the way it is. And my minivan, I have to get it up a big hill to get up my driveway. It's a little tricky. My daughter always goes, speed, mom, speed, put on the speed.
I've got to show you something that's funny. So back in the day, you remember those old Crown Vic police cars? The big boxy cars.
Yeah. They used to buy those. Those were the choice.
Yeah,
the
car.
Vics.
Yeah, this kind. Okay. I went to an auction when I was a teenager. I went to an auction and I bought one of those for $400. It was an old, these things are tanks, it's hard to stop them, but it also had the police package. Anytime it would snow, like we would get ice and stuff, we would take that tank out on the road. And one time I got it stuck in a tree.
Oh my, stuck in a tree?
In a tree, yes.
How did you get into a tree?
There was a little bit of a ditch area and we were trying to see if we could like pop it over. It was, I cared. It was $400.
No.
We got it stuck in part of the tree. It was amazing. So we had to like pull it out. It's still ringing. My friend, his dad owned a junkyard. So yeah.
So he probably had
one day I've got to tell you about that freaking. I got a story for you from there. It is the most insane story. Actually, I'll tell a little bit of it. Okay. So back when I was a teenager, again, he owned this big salvage yard, and you buy stuff from the state, right? Well, one time he bought Halon tanks. Now, Halon, if people don't know, if you're ever like, how do you put out fires in a computer laboratory? You can't spray it with water. Well, what you do is you suck the oxygen out. So they have Halon gas that they use. They're supposed to empty those, but they didn't. So we bought a bunch of those. So we were changing a giant, one of those really big trucks, that you can you just stack cars up, take them down, scrap them. Well, I was sitting inside holding down brakes while somebody was fixing something, and he was out in front of it, and he was looking at all these Halon tanks. There are about 15 or 20 of them. He touches one. And when he does, he pushes it a little bit. Well, where it's been out in the cold strips, cold, hot will cause brass fittings to go. Yeah. So it had gas still in it and it went off and it kicked him up in the air like a Looney Tune. Like, whoosh. Oh! Yeah. No. And then this gas sprayed. Now, it was the craziest thing because I breathed inhale there. And it's like, it's spraying everywhere. It's this white cloud. Luckily, it was windy that day because when you breathe it in, it's like drowning. There's no oxygen. And it was the scariest thing. It's the terrifying. So is it
like losing your breath when you fall real hard?
Yeah, it's just like it's like nothing. I don't know how to compare it to anything because it's like nothing's there. It's just like your lungs are empty.
Oh, that's horrible.
It's terrifying. So I'm sitting in there, I'm ducking down. This thing's going crazy because it's like a torpedo. People are running around outside, and as the smoke clears, the guy that owned it, this was my friend's dad. I could hear him. It kicked him. I mean, it kicked him into the air like a Looney Tune. I was like, good Lord, it was the weirdest thing. His arms were flailing. Well, I can hear him moaning. Like and he's
Was he okay?
No. It is funny. The way I tell it to be funny.
He wasn't okay?
He will be okay afterwards. He will live and everything.
Right.
But it was a bad incident.
He lived.
Okay.
That's what I need to know.
He will live. It is not, but it was a horrific story. Yeah. So I hear him. Now, he was a Vietnam vet. So this guy is tough. Like he was tough. Well, I can hear him out there, and I know he's in pain. I'm like, oh no! So I find him, and I notice right off the bat that he's laying in this puddle in the mud, and his legs are outstretched, but his right leg, at the knee, it doesn't go straight. It actually goes away from his body. So
Jesus!
Yeah. So I was like, oh my God! Yeah. So I cut his pants leg open, and it had turned his leg into paper. Basically, it was awful. But what I didn't notice, this is horrific, and he used to joke about this afterwards. Like I said, he lived. He had to have a bar put in his leg, and I mean, it was a pretty messed up thing. But one of the things I never thought about, I would have never thought about this. I tie off his leg because I'm trying to stop any kind of bleeding or anything. Well, I didn't notice. I looked at his leg, and I thought it stopped at a certain point at his thigh. Well, he had a vasectomy, and it hit him so hard that it had blown off one of his. That had actually blown it out. And he used to go around. He used to tell this joke, though, to tell you what kind of guy he was. I loved him. He was the funniest guy. He would walk around, and he would put out a sun-dried prune outside. And he would tell this story, and he would be like, yeah, it just blew it off. And he'd walk people out there. He'd be like, oh, my God, right there. There it is. He'd get up and throw it at people. Yeah. Now, there's a longer story to that. One day I'll sit down and tell it all.
When did this happen? What year was this?
This was in the 90s.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
So you were like a teenager?
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it was horrible. It was like
that is some story.
What I learned at that time, actually, though, was calm under pressure. Now, afterwards, no. I tell you, it was so bad. This is what I learned. Okay, so this was wild. I had on galoshes, and to tell you how bad of an incident this was, we had to move him, and oh gosh, terrible stuff. Like I said, I'll tell the longer version one day. But I went, and when I stopped finally and calmed down, my galoshes, I was like, they've got water in them. What is this? So I turned my boot up. It wasn't water. It was blood. They were just filled. They caught him and all. It was that bad. It was that bad. But he lived. And
oh my God.
Yeah, it was it was like, oh man. Working at a junkyard was an insane thing. I used to go out there, and we'd go through cars and stuff, and you find cool stuff all the time. I found a prosthetic arm.
What?
Yeah. I found a hook arm. Yeah, I found the guy who owned it too, and he was like, "I want that damn thing." Yeah, used to my friends, they'd all get a little of the ganja on, and after a while, they get to a certain point, they'd want to clip it, so I'd sneak that arm in there. I'd take their clip away and I'd clip the arm, and I'd pass it. They'd be so tore up. They'd be like, "Oh my gosh!" Like, do you see an arm?
You put the ganja in the prosthetic arm?
Yeah, I put out the clip of the arm on that little hook hand. I'd bring it into stuff. If you didn't know somebody, I'd pull my arm all the way up, like I didn't have an arm, and I'd put that in. Like if we were playing around, like we're betting on something. And they'd be like, "I'm gonna bet $10. What are you gonna bet?" I'd be like, "Well, when they say you're gonna bet an arm and a leg, well, here you go, baby." Yeah. That thing got its mileage, but man, we find all kinds of stuff. I mean, you find money. So we found a bomb one time, actually, which was pretty horrific.
What?
A bomb? Yeah, we had to call in the bomb squad and everything. For real, no joke.
There's a bomb squad where you are in Tennessee.
Yeah, we had to call them in from. We actually had to call them in from
Nashville.
Yeah, that wasn't Nashville. It's like the Rivergate area, so it's a main area. They had one. Yeah, because this place was like a little podunk area, but like 15 to 20 minutes away. We called in the police, and the police came out there. They were like, "Oh my God, that is real."
The
Yeah.
chat is making the observation that Tug is the one who derailed us today. By the way, there is actually, did you get that Tug the Derailer meme that I sent you?
No, maybe I didn't. Did you send
Did
it?
you see it? Harold,
Did you
I'm
send
gonna
it?
pull it. I'm gonna pull it up because
Okay.
there's actually an avatar for that.
Okay. Let's see.
I'm gonna pull it up. Let's see if I can find it. What are we talking about today, by the way?
We are going to talk about Shara and the messages that she was putting out because, you know, Shara, she's been taking them to task quite a bit. And after the threats and everything, that is, I think, what we definitely, it's all important anyway, because again, remember, everybody gets called a liar. Remember, even Megan, all the stuff she did yesterday with receipts and everything, she's being called a liar for, like, how is that a lie?
They're melting down. They're just crazy. It's just, they've just gone nuts. The stuff they're saying is just outrageous about, you know, I don't even know. Identity theft. Look, listen, I'm just going to let the receipts speak for themselves. This is not me. I'm not making this stuff up. It's coming from states in the nation. Look, Tug. He said, the guy who made this said he's having a really hard time making it do the umbrella face, but I still thought this was funny.
I can tell him how to do that because that's one of the, I found the perfect.
But isn't this hilarious? This is Tug the Derailer. Look at this.
Tug the Derailer. Yeah, when we stream together, this is hilarious. So when we stream together, like last night, if you think, man, Tug was playing a lot of video games. No, actually,
no, he was just making memes.
I was making avatars last night. Check all these avatars out. I was like, I want Tug trapped in a snowbank. I want him attacked by vultures. So here he is.
By vultures.
Yeah. I was like, you know, the hate people. I was like, they're like vultures. So I mean, look, he's all like in a snowbank. Like, just look at some. I'm gonna go through them fast. There's a bunch. Yeah.
Tug surviving the Tennessee snowstorm.
Yeah, that's with the snow coming.
Wait a minute,
I was like, man.
Go back to the weird finger one. Wait, those weird fingers. Go back.
Oh yeah. Actually, there's some with 3 fingers. Some of them. Yeah, look at that. Look, it's got them joined with a ring. Isn't that awesome? And look at that. It's a tongue.
Circle fingers.
It's a tongue thumb.
Oh, that's worse than toe thumbs. You've got
tongue thumb. I just like how they were like, my instructions are lots of it. Let's see. Let me see. Actually, I'll pull up the instructions to tell you how this looks. Because I was trying to make a rapper, is what it. You know, I'm like he's kind of like a rapper. So let's make it.
Some of the chat are asking, what's with all the swag and the gold?
Well,
he's
a rapper.
Has gold rings on every finger. Do not doubt me. This is real. I have photographs of his hands. He buys himself a ring every time something good happens.
Well, at first it started out, they were like, yeah, okay. So I inherited some rings here and there. And over time, like graduation, I got a ring. I was like, cool, you know, this is awesome. When the channel hit a milestone, like the 100,000 there, bam, you know, and so on. So yeah, I'm also a little OCD about those. But I was going for Tug the Rapper. That's what. But look, when I'm like, put a lot of jewelry. Look how many watches it puts on. It even puts watches on the gloves.
Store. Yeah, I like it. Some of them don't have enough rings, though. More rings.
Look at that.
We need more rings.
Taking down a polar bear.
I think for your birthday, I want to buy you one of those gold. What do you call the ones that you stick all 4 fingers in?
Oh yeah. Those are pretty. Find one that says Tug.
Yeah.
I wanted one that says Tugs Thugs. It's like T, you know, because you'd have a 4 tugs and then thugs. That would be
more bling.
Yeah. But there's a bunch of them. I like.
I thought he was pulling my leg when he told me that he has rings on every finger. I thought that was a joke. And then he sent
Well,
me
you know,
pictures.
they made a big deal out of it, like in the Depp trial. They were like,
Well, in
"Oh,
the Depp
well."
trial, have you ever seen Johnny Depp's hands? Yeah. Same.
Look at all the vultures. I keep telling it to
Oh, I
fight
like
on.
that one. Oh, I like that one too.
Yeah, see, some of them look good there. I know. They do have to give me like 2 watches for some reason. I did tell it to put a lot of jewelry on it. I was
Yes,
very
brass
descriptive.
knuckles, but gold knuckles, not brass
Look
knuckles.
at these
gold
weird
knuckles.
faces it puts in
Oh, that's a
sometimes.
bizarre face.
I know. AI, it's just
Look
fun
at
to
that!
see. Yeah, buried in a snowdrift. Look, they're coming for me. They think I'm down because of the snow.
I think you're down.
They'll never get me. They'll never get me, Megan. And so I'm gonna stop in a second. But this is what. Look at those fingers, dude. Look at that finger.
Oh my God.
What
That's
is up
an
with that?
infection. That's MRSA.
Look
You
at
need to go to the
that.
hospital.
I'm like, that ring's a little too tight, I think. Where's my thumbnail? Oh my Lord. You know, look at that mask, dude. That's creepy.
That is creepy.
Yeah.
But I like the rings. I like the rings on that one. Look, there's diamonds. I like it.
Look at it. Never pay attention to the. If you ever want to notice AI, the AI is getting better
Look
about
at
it, but AI
hands.
makes messes of fingers.
Look at
yes.
that weird knuckle on the
Yep.
on the index finger.
This is weird too. Like some of these with the weird jewel in the middle. Looks like the Michelin Man. I like this
Oh, I
one.
like
thought
that
was
one.
cool. Yeah,
The red and white gloves are a nice touch.
I like that. But anyway, so when people are like, "Man, Tug, I can hear you like messing with the, buttons." Are you playing him? No, I was just making umbrella guys. Trapped in snowstorms.
Trapped in snowstorms. You know what's weird about AI is that you can literally make your dreams reality.
Oh yeah.
Anything you've ever thought of or dreamed, you can make. You can see it. Although I just realized that I do have I didn't think I was one of those people who could see images in my mind. You know, they say there's 2 kinds of people: people who can see a red apple, and people who can just think it but can't see it. I finally learned that I'm the kind that can see things, and I always have been able to. But for some reason, asking myself, do I see the thing or not see the thing? I couldn't answer the question until I actually had a reason to see something. I don't know. I don't even know if that makes sense.
It does. Actually, I can't. I'm one of those people that can't picture. Like, if you're like, describe a person to me, like, what do they look like exactly? You know, like if you had to do recall for a sketch artist, I'd probably have a problem with that. Like, because I just cannot. I know the words for it, but I cannot pull a mental picture of something.
I figured it out when I was describing editing of a video to someone, and I was like, here's what I see in my mind. And then I realized, oh, I really do see it. I really do. Like, I can really see it. I can picture it, but it's hard to know if you're one of those people or not until it really hits you.
I've never been able to. All right, let's see. I'm pulling up the Shara stuff. To note too, Shara has made the point clear that the reason that she does all of this, she's told people. And I remember, this is all happening after that threat came up. She has gone to the police. The threat, there's been a lot of effort to try to say that was not a threat. You know, there has been spin on this, saying, let me pull that up just to say, yeah, there was spin on it.
How can you spin that is not a threat?
Yeah, so this was again, all of this happens after this comes up. You know, Shara did the right thing. She went to the police, of course, but she has also been making sure to track everything that is stated. And she should. She very much should. But remember, this was Shara, my friend, been looking at your information and family. The real golden key is going to drop in 48 hours. Your son will be first. How is that not a threat? Can somebody explain that to me? It's
obviously a threat.
There was one other thing too, actually. I'm trying to see if I've got. Oh yeah, so I wanted to bring this up too. So Mike, Veteran Nation, he has had his Facebook stuff. They've been flagging it, and I've been trying to take down posts of his, and he reposted that picture that they put up. I don't, it's one thing again, I'm not saying anything to be ugly. I do not post pictures of kids or anything else. That is one thing that I try never to do. If other people, they posted this though. This has been the thing. Like they posted a picture of the 2L.
Oh, it sat up on their live stream for hours.
Forever. So he reposted, and they've been flagging it. Okay, now the weird thing about this is the way that they've been trying to take it down. I'm not going to pull up the statement on it because it would have the picture, but it has the report on it, you know, when they removed it. And the way that it was flagged, they reported it as this photo may show children in a, let's say, you know, the sexual way. So they're saying that it's, well, I mean, what are they saying to me? You know, the way that they're flagging that, I found that really weird at the start. Are they saying something about it? Because I'm not ever said that. But the people trying to flag him down have been.
They're just trying to take his account down.
Yeah,
they're
they tried
lying.
to take down.
It's false flagging, because clearly it's just a picture of a little girl smiling.
Just sitting there with somebody, you know, and they put up, and this was actually the flagging of that. You know, they did take it down. He posted this, and he was like, "Look, they did flag that, but they reinstated it." So I just found that interesting. So if that's inappropriate, why put that on live streams and stuff? I don't get it. Now I don't get that at all. So anyway,
I don't either, and I think it's bait. It's bait.
It is. I think it is too.
It is bait. They're trying to do this thing where, well, we're the only ones who can post this. You can't. You know, that's not how this works. That's not how the internet works. That's not how fair use works. It's not how anything works. If you post something out there on YouTube, you put it up there, a picture like that, you don't get to then claim, that's mine. You can't repost. You can't talk about it. That's not true.
See, for me, I try not to repost stuff like that just because, like, again, you know, that's a line for me. That is not an indictment of anyone or anything when I say that, but that's just one of the things. But why are they doing it? Why would they do that at all? You know, and obviously it was because money. You know? They're
making her a public figure. They're making her a celebrity of sorts so that they can continue, I think, so they can continue to grift on her and do more fundraisers. Hello, there's a new one. The barn warming for Harley, allegedly, is what they're doing. They had the Harley Jolly Christmas. They're going to do that every year. They've opened up a channel in her name. You know, this is something I really don't like, family vlogging channels. It's something that I'm very much against, because those children, even less so than children who work in Hollywood, have no protection at all. No agents, no lawyers, no protection, no union, nothing. And they're making money on, you know, these vlogging channels, making money on their children who can't consent to being on video, and they can't consent to being a public figure and entertainment character. And we saw how badly that went in the Ruby Frankie case, right? She had this huge YouTube channel, 800,000 subscribers, making content on her family, on her children, 8 passengers. It turns out she was literally torturing her children.
Oh, that was such a horrible situation, dude.
I covered that extensively. I don't like family vlogging in any way. I'm very opposed. And I don't like using children on social media to raise money and all of this garbage. I don't like it at all. And I think it should stop. And I think that's why they're doing it. They're doing it because it pulls at people's heartstrings. And, you know, it's exploitation.
But it does work. You know, it
of course it works.
Does work, because people are like, oh, poor, you know, and also they lose focus on what's being talked about. Anything that deflects away from what's actually the point of what's going on here. There's a case, but of course, let's not cover that. In fact, Alyssa, you were the cruise thing, right? We were talking about.
Oh my God!
Yesterday.
There's another.
Oh my God!
Post.
There's so much.
They're
of these.
gonna mark my words right now. They are going to take a cruise. It's going
Hearts
to
in
happen.
the chat if you think the cruise would be fun. Let's all get out of here and go on a cruise. I'm telling you, they can
It's going to
say
happen.
that is. You watch. That's what they're going to be like. Oh well, we were joking at first, but hey, while we're at it, let's have a cruise.
But since they're all making a big deal, we might as well go since they think we're going to, mark my words, they're going to use the kid's name in the cruise fundraiser. And I love how they're now saying we never fundraised. We never did any fundraising. Really? We never asked anyone for any money. Excuse me?
Wait. So this isn't okay. So this is a screenshot that comes up over and over again. I noticed they have the Stream Elements thing, and it raises money. This is actually raising money.
Look, Cash App to Mama Lee. Look at this. Venmo, PayPal. This isn't fundraising? Oh, shut your mouth. Shut your damn mouth. They actually said they haven't asked for a dime. It's me who's asking for the money. What? Are you talking about breadstick money? You're talking about the money that supports my show? The money that supports my channel? That's not a fundraising effort. This is my job. That's my job. And by the way, speaking of breadstick money, we love your breadsticks. And if you want to support the show and you like the entertainment value and you like what we bring to you and the information and you love hearing from Tug, make sure that you support the channel. You hit like, you hit subscribe. And if you have extra money laying around like Starbucks money, send it in because he will use it to either buy candy for the girls, put groceries on his table, or invest it into the show. Yeah, and that's what that's for.
In our show. We actually do. Everything from.
I'm going to get one of those cameras that Dave Neal has. I'm telling you right now. That's my next thing. Send breadsticks for that amazing camera. I'm going to make him tell me what it is.
No, we Suno, video cuttings, all everything. Just there's a lot that goes into it if you want to do it right. If you want to actually make it entertaining, and you want to, I don't have a floating camera. That would be weird considering I'm just an avatar. But
I'm going to get one of those. I'm telling you right now. But we put a lot into the show. We put a lot back into the program. You don't know what goes into this. There are programs we have to buy. We have to feed our AI habits so we can bring you the great songs.
Yes.
That is not cheap.
That by itself is a $30 a month thing. I was like, good cheap. Lord. But it's worth it.
It's so worth it. No, it's so worth it for sure. By the way, I had an excellent idea. So I heard that the Fleas said they were going to write their cease and desist down in a letter. So I'm waiting for it. I am anxiously awaiting it. And when it gets here, if it gets here, I'm going to definitely turn it into a song. What do you think?
That would be awesome. I think that would be absolutely awesome. I do. I think that would make a great song.
I think it would be fantastic.
Cease and desist. Talking about people that talk about you. That's weird. Don't talk about me while I'm talking about you.
While I'm talking about you. I know. Jeremy pointed that out the other night. By the way, if you guys haven't seen Jeremy's live stream last Sunday, it was epic. Epic. And one of the things that he said, it was something about basically saying, so they want to sue everybody for talking about them, and they're threatening everybody while they sit around and talk about me all day. Yeah, absolutely. How nonsense. What kind of judge is going to look at that and go, oh yeah, we should definitely shut up their critics. This is America, ma'am. We're allowed to be critical of other people. That's what our country was born in.
This has become it's also become a standard form for people or agencies running PR. They try to shut you down from it. You like you noted, you've been cease and desisted before from a PR agency. I got so many fucking threats out of that case. Okay.
Yeah. And what's funny is that they weren't threatening me on behalf of Amber Heard. Shane Communications was threatening me for David Shane.
Yeah, because that dude was a walking freaking.
He was a walking Me Too disaster. Yeah. And here's the thing. I defended him. My article that he wanted me to cease and desist and unpublish, I defended him. I said, if these are the only allegations, these things out in public and on TikTok, then everybody needs to pause and take a minute and remember that we need evidence before we believe such things. Can you believe he came after me for saying that? You know what he tried to say? That I was pretending. I was pretending to defend him while really I was just spreading the allegations. I'm like, sir, I wrote a book called Believe Evidence. I was actually writing an advertisement for my book. It's really what it was me saying, hey, here's some allegations, but we shouldn't believe them until we have evidence. And then it turned out that the evidence dropped the next week.
Yep.
And that ass had all these complaints everywhere.
It was wild.
Wild.
I ended
like
up
human.
with a bunch
I'm
of that
talking
from a
human
source.
resource complaints. Actually,
yeah. I had a source like link me into a bunch of that stuff, and while I was gathering, more of it, I was like, oh my Lord, no wonder he wants us all to shut up.
Exactly.
But with Shara in this stuff, Shara is one of the people they really want to be quiet. They have done everything. Again, I am not attributing, just to make this very clear, I'm going to make it crystal clear. I'm not saying who made the threat because I have no idea, but I know why that threat exists.
Mm-hmm.
There have been people that have made her the bad guy. She is the best friend of MP by Brucey's own statements, messaging her, our best friend, to she's a mole, she's all these horrible things. And of course, people have made lots of threats. So what has that done? That has made her very loud. And I appreciate that about her. I like the fact that she, we mentioned this, like there's a lot of statements that she's made through here. I've had to organize them as newest. I apologize. Like I'll have to scroll through certain things to get there. This is Facebook, but she has been really loud about, again, we mentioned this before, but we did not read it. And these popped up. These are new within the last couple of days. Some of them within a day. But she brought up, like, where's my $3,000? Like, where's my $3,000 your client took from me with her lies? Straight up. She's asking for transparency. She's been asking for that. She's been asking for it. And so, they say, all these people say, as far as fundraisers and more, that there has been transparency and anyone could just message, and behind the scenes, there will be transparency. Well, Shara did ask for transparency and she did not get it.
She did not. And who else asked for transparency? Oh, David. And he didn't get it either. So that's two donors we know of who have asked for transparency, not their money back. They just asked for transparency. And then Shara asked for her money back and couldn't get it.
What they're going to do is they're going to run into a legal complaint. I mean, just straight up. They're going to run into, because I mean, donors.
And when you're on probation, you probably don't want that. Just saying.
No. But she's like, hey, there's $3,000 there. How dare you discuss monetization? I guess they brought up her potentially making money. I'm not sure. But she says, when I'm the one scammed, I'm working. By the way, why are you telling the world you're pro bono? Huh.
Yeah, why are you, Bruce? I didn't think he was pro bono either, but it sounds like Shara might have evidence that he's not pro bono.
That's interesting. I had seen some rumors of it, and I'm not going to say what it was because I cannot verify, but I heard some interesting things that discussed money, and I was like, whoa, if any of that's public, if that pops up while you're telling the world that you're running a pro bono case, that would not be good. Again, there will be deflection. Apparently, there are lots of there's a hardcore group of idiots that would just gulp up anything that's said. So that won't bother them, but it should. It should, because it's yet another thing. Man wears two faces. Take the mask off. You're famous.
You're famous.
Famous. And he did say he was famous.
And that's what he wanted. That's what he wanted. He got everything he wanted.
But he says also, well, he wants it to a degree. He doesn't want anybody questioning or saying anything that he doesn't like. So he wants controlled fame. You know, he wants it on his conditions.
Yeah, there's something about it that reminds me, and this makes me think of Jeff. Oh God, I miss Jeff. But at this moment, Jeff and I would make a joke about how he's not famous, he's infamous.
Yes,
infamous.
He's infamous.
He's infamous from Three Amigos. We loved that movie, and we would Jefe, I'm infamous. What does infamous mean? More than famous.
More than famous, yes, indeed. I've been amazed by some of the things I hear, and then what Shara has dropped out there already, and then to know that there's verification. Oh my Lord, like that.
I know.
Man. Now Shara notes, again, God is greater. I've got angels. Boom. She's like, hey, I'm not going to be threatened. That's why she's bringing this stuff. I'm not going to be threatened. Now, again, you'll have to excuse the way that this is. You can see that this is her posts, but the way that this app organizes is a mess. You can tell it's not a response. The way
again, I have to say it every time we have to look at Facebook for anything. I have to. I can't stop myself. I hate Facebook.
Yep. Well, because it won't pull it doesn't pull them in order. I mean, you can see how some of these should have popped up before these others.
Yeah, it doesn't pull them up in any order. Oh, I see my name.
Yeah. Megan will be on the tug tonight. That was 2 days ago.
There's just an awful lot of people out there with my name on their lips. It's just my name.
People are excited. Like with this, people were like, "Ooh, are you going to be there? Are you going to check this out?"
Oh, and I've got some news too, by the way. On Sunday night, I will be making an appearance on the What the Hales channel because we will have an announcement on Sunday night. So tune in Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard because I'll be there.
That'll be awesome. I think I'm going to do pregame and then
for sure.
Yep. And then I enjoy that, by the way. I enjoy being able to talk about some stuff that's come up or whatever. We again, one thing that we've got to catch up, we've got to finish now that you're back is the Shara depot. We definitely have to finish that too.
Oh, we do. You know what? We could probably do some of that tomorrow night on over by me. We can do that.
Yeah. Of course. I figure we just we'll go back and forth.
Yep. Yep. Well, there's too much in this case now to slow down now. We're full speed ahead. This train has no brakes. No brakes, folks.
She's also saying, I will use every ounce of truth. You have me under threat to prove the case. So she's like, yo, as far as videos and stuff, this is right after she's dropped the video again. She receives a threat. You notice that's what disturbs me too. So she drops one of the most disturbing messages I think that we've seen, talking again about child, don't contact anyone. That is my public service announcements, by the way, to add to this. Do not contact anyone associated. Never do that.
Never, ever.
But she notes that the child said this isn't a message to her. And it's one of the most, if you've not watched her newest video, you should check it out for sure. But right after that, she receives threats and she receives deflection. In fact, if you check out what was covered after that came up, there was not a nary a word about that. Wasn't that weird?
Very. Mm-hmm.
So you can see, there's me. I'm like, hey, and I mean this. If she needs something, like, reach
if anybody doesn't know, Tad Guy is Tug. Because when I first saw it, I was like, Tad Guy?
Yeah, that's
who the hell is that?
It's Thaddeus. That's
Thaddeus.
Yeah,
Thaddeus. That's right. I should have known that.
Thaddeus, Eugene, Gary. That's usually TUG. It'll be something with TUG. If you ever wonder, if you see an account out there, my legit account. There's a legit one on Twitter. It's at That Umbrella. If you ever see an account like that and you're like, hey, is that really That Umbrella? Ask me. I'll tell you. That's me. Yeah. This name of my...
Oh,
Why did I admit that?
tell you? Did I tell you that I have a parody account now on Twitter? I finally made it.
Oh, you got you a parody, man.
There's a parody account on Twitter, and I laughed so hard when I said it, and no one will tell me who did it. No one will tell me who's behind it, but it is very, very funny. And she talks about her hair a lot. I like
by the way, number wise, I saw some people like trying to say that no one cares what we say. Tonight, there's 3,500 people. They've been listening to us derail, and have fun. And you all, I appreciate you all more than I can say. I thank you for allowing Megan and myself to do this how we need to. We need to go in. We need to be able to look, overturn every rock, keep up with every piece. And you never know what's going to be important later on. The Shara stuff, we never knew that would be. Okay.
I just starred this chat that I thought was funny for later, but now you've brought it up. DTG says, lies. This train has several breaks. Raids, hair talk, story time. Break time is cool.
That's true. That is
break,
true.
BRAKE time. Break time. Hashtag break time. Hey, did I hear that we're not using hashtags on Twitter anymore?
Yes, they're talking about no longer.
I don't think it even works. Have you tried to make a hashtag?
I haven't tried it. I have not.
I
never used them beforehand. Like very rarely. If there was something that I needed to hashtag because I knew it would come up. Yeah,
I did the other day, and like it won't even let you do it. They took them out, I think.
Between that and Zuckerberg coming out and being like, "Hey,
can you believe that? I'm so mad at him."
Well, yeah, he allowed like the suppression of free speech and all of this other insanity. We're learning about that.
He admitted that he knew the things that the administration from the White House was telling him to remove. He admitted he knew that those things were true.
Yeah.
You know what? I had to shut the internet down. I was like, that's enough internet for me today.
You know why they're doing it though? Because money and power. Because he's losing both. He's slowly realizing that the public is tired of what we've seen, and it's just yet another thing. Like when we're covering stories and we're talking about items. Yeah, I have never taken money for stories. Like ever, like for that. Again, I actually have never had a sponsor yet. I'm not saying anything bad about sponsors, but I've never actually accepted even a sponsor yet. I might do that one day, but I've always sponsored my own stuff. And if I did have one, I would definitely note that. But it's just fascinating to find out with mainstream and these platforms and all of this, they do suppress. They suppress not just huge things that are going on, but also cases and more. Like if it's something that goes against a narrative, yeah, if you ever thought, man, that looks like it's been suppressed, it probably has been. Bruce.
Dave Neal has just texted me, and he's pretending, he's playing dumb about the video. I said his video was beautiful today, and he says, I don't know what video you're talking about. You liar. You lie. I'm like that guy in Congress. I want to stand up and scream, you lie.
You got your best Head and Shoulders going on, like whoosh, whoosh. You got this camera tricks going on. He's like a 360 no hand freaking yeah. I got you. It's like, what video?
Yeah, what video do you mean? Oh, you mean the one that looks like it was professionally shot by a team of people with a camera on a dolly? That video? Shut up, Dave. No one believes you. We know what you're doing.
He's so funny, man.
God, he's a riot.
He's such a nut. That's when I like everybody I know is freaking off the rocker a little bit. I love it.
I know. He's a riot. I love Dave Neal. I can't wait to see him in stand up for the first time. It's gonna whenever I gotta figure out how to go see him.
I'm gonna catch him at a Nashville show. Like when he does another one, I'm gonna go out.
Oh God, tell me if you hear about a Nashville show. Maybe I'll try and get there. Because God,
that'd be fun.
He never comes up here, I don't think. Nobody comes here. I'm in the middle of nowhere, New York. No one comes here. No one does anything here. My friend who was visiting for my, I had people in town. He was like, we were just sitting around on the couch. We actually watched The Love Boat. We did like a Love Boat watch fest, which was actually really fun because there are some huge stars on The Love Boat. Anyway, but we were dying laughing because I'm like, I know there's nothing to do here but watch reruns of old 70s shows. I'm so sorry. And he was like, no, really, this is just a good break from my normal busy life. I know there's nothing to do here. It's fine. But like literally there is nothing to do. So I have all the time in the world to learn how to use whatever technology Dave was using. And I have to find it.
I like Dave. I think he's funny. Yeah, he's entertaining. He's sharp. Like one of the things, watching him live, he does a damn good interview too. You know that what was it, Australian?
Oh God,
he's
fantastic all the time. He's fantastic. Like he's a pro, man. He's a pro.
We are derailed. Let's get this back on track for a minute. Okay.
I know. My love fest for Dave Neal can wait.
Park your love fest. Park the love boat. Knock that sucker.
The love boat. God, that song is so good. It really is. The Love Boat, by the way, it's on Amazon Prime right now, so you should go and watch it if you haven't. There are huge stars that do guest spots in the
Sopranos again.
And I'm watching The Love Boat. It's good times.
I noticed Shara though is putting her pose. She's bringing up BBB quite a bit. It's fascinating. She's like, hey, BBB, law enforcement is fully aware of the 48-hour mark. They will be here to protect my son. Whatever comes of that threat will be prosecuted. So wow. Not only are they fully aware, she's like, they will be here.
And I think I can say this without upsetting Shara. I did talk to her today. And at one point in the conversation, she asked me to start recording. And then she told me that recording I was to hold on to in case anything happened to her.
Oh, that's awful, man.
And that I should only release it if something did happen to her. And it was pretty shocking information.
Oh, no, man. Shara, again, if you need something for real, reach out. Again, I'll use every connection that I have in my power to make sure that not just noise is brought to that, but the biggest thing though is to showcase everything publicly like that, like what she's doing right here, like showcasing every single thing, especially when she's talked about those people, the threats that were being made. I can understand again why she would be leery. She would be upset because these people, man, the stuff they were saying about Jeremy. She also noted, you don't own my story, Mr. Manskin, just because you stalked your way into my messenger with your premeditated plan. Premeditated plan. Certain words. She chooses her words pretty carefully. So I always make sure that I catch what she's noting in there. And sometimes I don't catch everything until after the fact. Get a grip. The public sees all. They do.
Get a grip.
They do indeed. She's getting a lot of positives too. People are telling her, I make sure that these comments, that she's, did you see that jump? Look at that piece of crap. What did it do?
I don't know, but JC Max says, I've thought all along that these people are actually dangerous and I fear someone will get hurt. Well, so does Shara. And I'm worried about it too. I'm very worried. I'm more worried for Jeremy and George being in close proximity to the crazy. Because we've heard these things about a hitman. We've heard John Cook in his messages saying, take him out, nail him to a cross, all these references and insinuations of doing something permanent to him. I am very concerned for both of them. I do think these things can and do end in tragedy.
They do.
And unfortunately, this story has not gotten quite big enough for the authorities to take it seriously. And if someone does get harmed, is the Levy County Sheriff going to look like like total assholes? Think
Because
about
they've
it.
been told a million
They've been
times.
told so many times.
And people are, I mean, you have all these people saying, hey, we're afraid here. What are you doing? And they're like, oh, nothing. Are you recording it? You know, even when they record it.
It doesn't
that's
matter.
The crazy thing.
You weren't really scared. You know the story behind that one too. The first time that he was recording and John pulled out the gun, Jeremy says he didn't even know he had a gun because he was recording. And he was looking at his phone through the camera. And you know how it makes everything look further away?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you're not going to notice, especially adrenaline running and whatever. And he's talking at the same time. He's not going to notice until he looks at it back that he pulled a gun out of his pocket and is pointing it at him. So if you didn't see it, that doesn't mean it's still not a crime. You know, so if you see it later, and of course, if you didn't see it, you're not going to act like you're in fear for your life if you didn't see the gun.
But if he would have reacted with fear, like who's to say that wouldn't have gone? Like let's just say he would have been like, oh my God, and ran. Well, what do you think somebody might do in that situation? They could do something terrible to you as well. So, I just. It frightens
the whole
me.
thing. Look, our country is in serious trouble because it's not just in Levy County where sheriffs either don't or can't do anything. You know, I live in New York, and here in New York, our politicians have decided no matter what anybody does, you can't hold them, you can't keep them in jail. You can't. I've recently learned that if minors commit crimes, it doesn't matter what crime they commit, they can't be locked up at all.
And on top of that, actually, we've seen very public trials where if somebody intercedes and they try to help another person who they think is in trouble and something happens, you'll be the one put on trial.
Right, like on the subway with Daniel Penny, right? Or right, Penny. There's a real problem in this country in all different states where laws are protecting criminals, and we're getting to a point where Americans are starting in these different places to take matters into their own hands, which is a very dangerous place to be. For instance, we're looking at LA with all the fires, and you saw there was an arsonist that was detained by citizens. Did you see that?
Yeah. Yes, I did.
This is the mood. This is the mood of the country right now. It's very scary that our law enforcement either is too lazy to do what they're supposed to do, or they are being hamstrung. Their hands are tied by bureaucracy, and they're not allowed to do what they should do.
But you notice in like a Levy County, they're more than happy to talk about something if it hits them in the pocket and it gives them bad press potentially. They're all over that.
Yeah, they're all over that accounting scandal. Damn, they're ready to put her in the electric chair. they're ready to just, draw and quarter that woman who allegedly stole something, but they will do nothing about death threats against Jeremy Hales.
I mean, look at Shara is like, hey, you and your client are well aware of the poor state of my health, and you, your client, and PR and team are terrorizing me to the point of saying, I mean, she's repeatedly asked for help. She's to the point where, again, she's recording what's going on. She's making a transcript. She's making sure everyone sees this. You should be informed that you and your team are doing to me is harming my health and has my child living in fear. So not just her now, but again, how would her child, if I told somebody in my family that people are making threats, I'm like, they're going to be horrified by that too. Of course, they're going to be afraid, and you have to tell them. You have to be like, yo, be careful. I mean, that again, I took that as a very tangible threat. And she's like, hey, you'll be publicly held accountable. Everything is public going forward for my protection because you are a public concern. I mean, that feeling like you have to say stuff.
I'm concerned about him. Yeah. I told people from the beginning when I started dealing with him that I felt harassed and threatened by him. I'm very concerned about him. I don't think he's stable, and I don't think he acts like a stable individual, and it concerns me.
Children come first, Bruce. This one says, don't you agree? He didn't lie. It's not your pot of gold. YouTube fodder jackpot to deal with the truth ethically with class. There is no stopping the truth where a child is at risk. She's noted that many times too. Yeah. And again, you'll notice these are branching off. So these are not response statements.
Right.
And she makes a lot of statements in here. I'm just going through them all. I'm a journalist with a good heart, Bruce. My life is only peaceful and kind. My heart was begged into this and used and squeezed. You see, I was invited. She was too. You saw proof of that. They said that she forced her way in, and that's something that she has clarified because of my heart and my gift to reveal the heart of a story. While you aggressively invited yourself for mac and cheese fame, no matter the cost to the innocent. Talking about a call out.
Yeah, well, we all knew that was true, and it's interesting that Shara has the same opinion. Now, Shara was way more embedded with Bruce than anybody else. And, I picked up on his desire for fame and mac and cheese by just a couple things he said publicly. But she has a lot of private communications with him, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what was in there.
Right up here. Like I'm hitting them in order. Again, they go backwards. So, again, they may come out of order a little bit, but I can't control the order they pop up in. This is unfortunately the side effect of Facebook. It puts it in whatever order it wants to. Anything that happens to me and my son, 48 hours, and all those linked to the threat will be fully investigated by law enforcement and criminal charges pursued with my every breath, of course. You make threats about someone's kid, they'll pursue in the earth. And the threat will be traced to all those involved. You are effing with a mother bear. I love it that you are messing with the wrong.
Well, yeah, you threaten someone's child, and you threaten a mother's child. Watch out.
Now, she says, Attorney Manskin, in response to your defamatory letter, you are an officer of the court using your PR and team to terrorize a federal court witness, me, to the point of involving my innocent child. And I'm an effing bear for my child. You are also attempting to frame me in deposition, and my file is ready. I don't miss a trick. Lying about material fact is perjury, isn't, Mr. Manskin? Remember all the things you said to me about why you're here and about the child and your client? Go back to my opening post in this case about weaponizing the legal system. It turns out that post is about famous you.
It's about what?
It's about famous you. It's actually about you.
Famous you.
Yeah.
Famous you. I like famous you. That's funny.
Now, somebody said to answer that, hey, post the letter now. And she's like, new video coming this week. I wonder when that video is going to drop. So
she did tell me she was working on it, and it will be soon. She just didn't tell me when.
So, there's a letter. Man. So I thought this was actually big.
How could he do this? Why does he think this is a good idea? To send a witness in the case where he is involved in, that he's the lawyer opposing counsel. Is he supposed to be communicating with witnesses?
If he's sending them no. If he's sending them communication stuff, no, he's not.
Like, is that legal? Like, I just can't imagine anyone doing this. Like, let me think about this for a second. That would be like in the middle of the Johnny Depp trial, if Elaine Bredehoft was sending that TMZ witness threatening emails in the middle of the trial, like actually before the trial. Do you think she would have gotten away with that?
Any communication whatsoever, like, shouldn't that be filtered through a lawyer or something? Shouldn't they be included? Like, you're going in and sending letters, period. That's a problem. She's a witness. This guy isn't just a lawyer. He is potentially, it hasn't been yet, but potentially going to be added as a co-conspirator in something. And this person is a witness.
And I'm assuming it's about this case, right? I'm assuming that this letter is relevant to facts of the case or actions that involve these people. So wouldn't that have to be copied to all the lawyers?
Yeah. I would say even
at the very least,
if he's writing her about the new Betty Crocker recipe, it's still unethical.
Are there any new Betty Crocker recipes?
Oh yeah, actually, no, I'm just kidding. Oh look, I got a friend request. Rhea
Oh
Ryan. Yes,
I hate that about Facebook.
No, it's fine. Actually, you'll see responses. Anything that I've liked or something, it doesn't matter. I only follow a couple of. I will accept some friend requests, but you won't see anything private here. If somebody goes to, you'll be able to see my friends anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Hey, Rhea, nice to see you, Rhea.
Rhea, I will accept that later. I didn't know if it would pull up something on that, so I didn't. I thought that was funny.
But no, I mean, it's just so strange. I've never heard of anyone doing this. Imagine, if you will, the stink that opposing counsel would put up if, let's say, in the Maya Kowalski case, that Maya's lawyers sent an email without copying J Hatch to one of their witnesses. I mean, I'm just trying to think of how it would work in other cases. I can imagine that Ethan Shapiro would be in front of the judge like, Judge
imagine
Carroll,
Randy writing.
You're not going to believe what happened. That Greg Anderson wrote an email. I mean, he'd be like losing his mind.
What if Randy had written a letter just randomly to 2 L's or something? You realize like what kind of? Could you imagine the response to that? Could you imagine the threats and look? Now I'm going to get a bunch of.
Now you're going to get them all.
That's okay.
All right,
hey, if
Kenneth.
you send them over, I don't have that many. So if you want to friend up,
easy,
all right.
Easy, Kenneth.
Well, anybody, if you want to send that, Tad guy, find me. I don't care. You can.
It's funny.
Like send them
You're
in.
gonna
I'll
get
accept
so
them
many right now.
Yeah,
it's gonna be
them,
like last night in the square bullet points.
That's awesome.
Oh man. But yeah, you're right. If Randy sent an email to the 2 Lees, let's say, and like telling them, I don't know, like accusing them of victimizing Jeremy, let's say. Can you imagine the reading and the screaming?
Could you imagine the letter to, hey, Becky?
Hey, Becky, what's up? What's up?
Could you imagine, though,
Becky?
the reaction that would happen in the court? Could you imagine the filings that would take place? I mean, especially, and that's just a random person. I don't know who's going to testify. We're not talking about BBB sending it to Jeremy. That's why I didn't say, could you imagine Randy sending this to, some of the main people involved, but whoever they have. That's why, could you imagine if Randy did that? I mean, they would throw an absolute shit fit in the court and out here, everything else. So that has to be 100% inappropriate. Has to be.
It has to be.
We'll see it when it comes up with a video. We'll see what it is. I want to see what it is. But
this does not get him in trouble. I'm going to be like, are you kidding me? I've never seen a lawyer behave like this. Wait, that's wrong. I have. David Gingras sent a threatening letter to Mike Maricini's lawyer, but it was to his lawyer. It was his lawyer. It wasn't even to him directly.
I mean, communicating directly. Like that's the, see, I mean, when you get into that is wild.
Wild.
I think when she
now David Gingras did communicate directly with Greg Gillespie. So yes,
there was
there was some snarky stuff in there. So and also I like to compare Bruce and Gingras. They're very similar. Also, David Gingras, by the way, is a lawyer. I've never seen anything.
One of them doesn't like if you make those comparisons.
Bruce does not like being compared to Gingras. He says comparing him to David Gingras is defamation.
Even though he reached out to that person to compare notes on Megan.
That's correct. That's correct.
So BBB, everything you're doing to the innocent, you are doing to your clients. That is true too. Like he is his clients. So I found another concerning audio that I will be publishing. Oh, I found another one. Again, yes. That I'm publishing.
I must have a button for this. There it is. There it is.
That's why I said, when I was like, Shara, WRECKS, Lulyer. Yes, indeed. Because this is all, you notice this is a call out. I found another one there. I will publish because Jeremy Hale's concerns are real. Hey, Amanda, by the way. Needs protection, Bruce.
Oops, I just.
Oh, no. The friend request startled Megan so much she broke her mic into 1,000 pieces. It's actually made of Legos.
No. I
Hello,
was
Amanda.
just getting up to get something and I dropped it. Oh, all right.
I never dreamed I'd be a fool, but I do believe God works in mysterious ways. That's not called manipulation, as you stated in your fabricated letter. Wait. Manipulation, as you stated in your fabricated letter. It's called justice. Man, I'm wanting to know about the letter thing.
Me too.
Yeah. So, commentary. January 8th, 2025. I remember she's talking about she's talking about that. Amanda, what's up?
What's up, Amanda? What's up, Krissa? You're going to have so many friends before this is over.
I know, man. Yeah, I think you can have 5,000, so just dump them in. I don't care. So January 8th, 2025 commentary. She's talking about the broadcast there. That's how she does it. Jenny.
What's up, Jenny?
Does BBB know Nutty PR was having a public break last night? Why is Lisa threatening me and accusing me of slander her rap sheet husband? So she's being accused of slandering them when I've never once mentioned him. Is the defamatory show losing steam as they face the very real consequences of their questionably illegal appearing activity boss man? I just love the way she words
the what? The activity. Wait, say that again.
Okay, is the defamatory shit show losing steam as they face the very real consequences of their questionably illegal appearing activity boss man?
Oh my God, I love that.
The
questionably illegal appearing activity boss man.
The public is demanding an accounting of all the thousands of dollars collected by use of the child's name. And that is actually the crux of it. There's a lot of deflection about that subject, but the truth of the matter is that the public, they are indeed demanding an accounting. They're asking, hey, where are the dollars going? What is happening? Why did the PR then create a new YouTube channel using the victim child's name? According to the mother MP, her child is a victim of abuse in the home behind the prison-style fence. Their PR installed with surveillance cameras connected to Lisa's own computers to stalk Jeremy Hales from her house 24/7. The world has concerns and questions.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's somebody mentioned it again. They said they mentioned I don't know, so this can be corrected if. But they said you've got to pay for something for surveillance. There has to be some middleman like Ring or whatever. Whatever you're running it through. They said, who's paying for that? I'll just put it that way. So who indeed is paying for that service? The one that Shara is noting that is connected to someone else that is not around there. Oh, that's really strange.
I'll be right back. I have to turn the space heater down. It's getting to be like the fifth circle of hell in my room.
No worries.
I'll be right back.
All right. What did I copy and paste, Bruce? I'd like to know. January the 9th, 2024. Hale better come up with something good with all your frame jobs you're creating on me, because I am known as the document queen. And she's definitely had a lot of documentation, I will have to say. Let's get it all on the record. Remember what you said about the child when I cried to you beginning 9 to 10 months ago, Bruce? Let's talk about who you are using and why. The Megan Fox. Deleted. No, I'm just kidding.
I tried it a few minutes ago and it didn't pop up, and I canceled. I had to cancel it.
Never,
I was like, I can't believe it's not working for me. And then I canceled it, and then I tried it again, and it came up.
I would have hit deleted, but I'm afraid it would kick it. And
Actually,
come back.
don't actually accept it. I don't use Facebook, and I won't.
No, anybody that sends them in on that, I will. Courtney, hello.
Hey, Courtney, what's up?
Carrie,
Carrie, what's
hello. So grand theft is an incorrect charge? 2 lies? $9,000, dude. Just saying.
Just saying.
Just saying. Hey, Don.
Hey, Don.
Hey, what's up?
Megan, another Megan.
So BBB, what did your PR Jen? What's up? What did your PR gig say? I did not come forward before now.
Hello, Jennifer.
Remember what you said 10 months ago when I came forward about my concerns? Don't you count? Look at everybody. It's awesome.
I know, Crystal.
Loved everybody. Hey, you'll all be
They're trying to derail the show now.
I love it, actually. I think it's funny.
Chat, this is like yesterday with the square bullet point.
So wait. So the answer to Shara's thing, what she put up, is they're like, why didn't you come forward before now? Is that so that they don't have concerns about what was noted? They're just going after Shara for it. That seems about right, doesn't it?
Yeah.
She's like, hey, remember 10 months ago when I talked to you about that? Doesn't that count? Don't you count? So she did mention that she had concerns. Bruce,
Barbara?
dude, you need to hire a cleanup crew over here, stat, Charlie. You don't have a mop big enough. You can use some of the thousands your PR collected in the child's name for the bill. Or did she buy her new car already? Whoa, what? A new car already? Wait, what? Oh, no.
That Jeep she has is pretty new. I think that Jeep she has is newer than my old rusted out minivan. God, my car is on its last legs. I sometimes wonder if I'm going to make it to the grocery store. I am like driving it into the ground because that's what I do with cars. And you should see the rust on it. Oh my God. There are holes in the sides of my van. It's so bad. But that's what New York winter does to your cars. You know, I don't have a garage. And
I think about Armada because, not a new one. I bought one that wasn't brand new there, but I did because before that, I had a 1997 Jeep that was my father's, so I keep it. I still keep it. I was like, I'll never get rid of it. I'll make it a flower bed before I see this. I'm going to keep it. And then I had a 2000 I can't remember if it's 1 or 4 Jeep. So they're pretty old. But I was like, man, I need something that's safe for the kids. So I got a tank.
I love a minivan. Mine's a 2015. It's a Dodge, unfortunately. And the rust problem is really bad. And of course, that's partially because I don't have a garage. But
I tried the minivan.
I can't believe how bad. I love the minivan, but the room it has. You don't like you don't like minivans?
And I still felt like okay, with the Armada, like I'm tall, so I don't have to step up or anything. I can just step in, and that's nice. Not as I get older, again, I have a permanent disability in my knee, so me stooping is not fun. My parent way back when, this is back when I was like a kid, they picked up a Fiero, one of those little wannabe. It wanted to look like a real sports car.
Yeah.
And that thing was like right off the ground.
You could never fold yourself into that.
Oh man, I had to roll out of it. It was so ridiculous. I'd have to put my
Have
knees in.
Have you ever seen that car show? Oh, my son calls it The Funny Guys, but that's not what it's called. With Jeremy Clarkson, and he's so tall. I don't remember what it was called, but it's not on the air anymore. But he's so tall, he'd always be putting himself into these new fangled, sports cars. And one of them, he literally got stuck in. Like he got stuck. They had to like come in top gear. Thank you, chat. They had to come and pry him out of this car. It must be kind of rough to be 6'4" and large and trying to get into a lot of these cars. Like you have to have headroom. My dad's 6 feet tall.
I look like a grasshopper, like popping out of like a Matchbox car. It's like, what's going on? It's like, oh, look at those legs. They just fall out.
Kimberly says she sees me in a big truck. Well, my husband has a Dodge truck. So I do drive that occasionally, and I do like it. It's a pickup. But my car is a minivan because I'm the one that trucks the kids around all the time. And what I love about the Dodge is that the seats go all the way into the floor and you have so much room. It's incredible. But I found out that that's proprietary. Other kinds of minivans can't put the seats in the floor because Dodge has the proprietary ownership on that.
I didn't catch this on the first go.
What
the? She said her hub's soda pop was laced with Coke on probation. So was that
No. I thought she said, somebody told me that she said marijuana. So now it's the soda? What?
Does that shit work in a courtroom? No.
Actually, though, that was all a lie because according to the court documents, it said he was called in to report to probation and he was given a surprise urine test. And he tested positive. She was trying to say that he went and reported that he had accidentally ingested this Coke. Yeah. Okay. Nobody accidentally ingests Coke. Guess what? It's expensive. No one gives you Coke on accident. You have to pay for that.
How does that happen? I fell down. Yeah, I was outside in the snowstorm, and I didn't realize that it was Colombian. Oh no, that's not.
Well, it always cracks me up when people are like, "Oh, I accidentally got high." No, you didn't, because whoever had that drug, they didn't give it to you for nothing. Like, unless you're a pretty girl, and there's no way.
If I could even if they were like, hey. There was Bud. I was around. It was insane. That would be one thing too. But the other, well, what's up? Oh, it fell in a fan and it blew my face. I don't understand.
No one gives away Coke. Sorry, I've been around plenty of parties in my day. Coke does not get given away. Okay, that's just insane, and it doesn't get snuck into anything either. Because as terrible as most partiers are not trying to get you high without telling you. Like everyone
not with that. If
you're
we have that problem,
an arpist,
if somebody's putting something in, but they're not putting that. They're putting something.
No, they'll be putting GHB in there, which is cheap.
Yes,
nobody is lacing anything with Coke and not telling you because that shit's expensive.
Look at Shara. She's like, man, it's like a shit show meltdown frenzy over there. Bruce, wake up.
I didn't see any of this. This is funny.
That's why when I saw it, I was like, this is
shit show
hilarious.
meltdown frenzy. You know what? That's exactly how I would characterize it. And I've only heard 2 short clips. The ones I sent you. Someone in the chat just said devil's lettuce, and that makes me laugh every time I see it.
That reminds me of those old PSAs. Oh
yes.
Yeah.
Do you remember the old commercial with where did you learn to do this? He's like,
this is your
from
brain.
You, Dad.
This is your brain on.
From you, Dad. His dad's
I learned it from you, Dad.
I learned it from you. That was like the biggest guilt trip ever.
I love that. I used to like laughing about that one actually. So talk about whitewash, Bruce. Now the world knows how your PR thinks of the child's welfare. Again, I'm not sure of the exact statements that go with that stuff, but I want the public to know Bruce is fabricating a case on me. And it's the most evil, frightening thing that's ever come into my life. He is fraudulently making his client a victim of me. What? How? Oh, because Shara decided she's going to go public with stuff and talk about her concerns. Now is that what he's trying to say to you? I mean, He's also inventing ways to frame me and use the deposition as.
Wait a minute. Fraudulently making his client a victim of me. So I just want everyone to recognize the pattern here. Anyone, and it's not just Bruce, because Lynette's been doing this for years. Go back to Northport. Go back anywhere. Anyone who criticizes her, who says she's done something, she then becomes a victim to that person. Look at Connie Bruni, Donovan. Look at Connie Bruni, who, said she was not happy with, she didn't think that they should be grifting off of the kid. Suddenly, Lynette's accusing her of attacking her child, and suddenly that makes Lynette the victim. This is a pattern of behavior right here. Just want to point that out. It's always Lynette turning herself into a victim of whoever is criticizing her.
He also said he is also inventing ways to frame me and use the deposition as a tool to set me up, and his flying monkeys are assisting. The public will understand Marla's motivation a little more in my next video.
Oh, I would really like to know her motivation, because I've been asking that question from the beginning. I can't figure out what she has to gain from all of this.
Yeah.
Marla, why are you hanging on to this sinking ship? Get in the lifeboat and get the hell away from it. You're going to get sucked under, and I don't get it.
He thinks harming me and my innocent child to control necessary evidence will stop the truth. But he manipulated me to gain full access into my story and Messenger, knowing I'm a journalist on the story, doing so as a lawyer to gain my trust. The child coming first is a big problem for his premeditated plans. He told me to shut them up about it. When I brought him my concerns in tears, even his partner knew what he was about to do from the start when she warned on a public post about what was to come with excitement.
Wait, his partner? What partner?
I don't know.
What partner?
Talking about like his other.
Does
like,
he have a law
significant
partner?
or a law partner? I'm not sure. No.
Curious.
Can I prove it's premeditated right down to his lawsuit on DUI? F yes. Oh, wow. Whoa, man. Like I said, yeah.
What?
Wow. Bruce is combing what best statutes he can work with, like a mad scientist with octopus tentacles. That's awesome. Mad scientist with octopus tentacles.
Whoops. I hit the wrong button. I'm sorry. You're just going to have to tolerate it till it's over. I was going for this one.
This will get awkward.
But I hit the
Whoopsie.
wrong one.
Oh, well, it happens. It still worked.
It's still funny.
To fabricate lawsuits on as many people, innocent people, rather, as necessary to attain his personal goal, all while using the clients he doesn't think such good things about, according to what he told me. Oh, whoa. He doesn't think good things about them? His clients? Wow, that really could get awkward.
Yeah.
This will get awkward.
That dude. And he spilled on a journalist, me. He wrote me permission to keep on recording as I see fit. Was he hoping I'm a jokelist? Yes, he was.
Good one, Shara.
Bruce, it is much more than unethical for you to create and invent lawsuits for a client you don't even believe. Oh, crap. For a client you don't even believe?
God.
Oh, my God. I'm going to see this.
Who thought he did believe that?
I'm going to see what's coming now. And are using for your plan. The spotlight's yours. You are famous, remember? I'm not so sure you can handle the truth. The truth is bigger than you, and this is a public concern where the innocent are at risk, most importantly, a child. Please inform your lying PR that the text is real and the concerns are real. You are an officer of the court in a federal case, sir. But God and angels work in mysterious ways. It's like, oh, you better tell them that's real, baby. That stuff is real. I've worked all sides.
What's interesting too is that today I found I found a reference in one of the live streams, and I believe it was Bruce, and he said this. I have a transcript about how wonderful Shara was, how wonderful she is. So this is interesting because it's like a juxtaposition of from what they're saying, what he's saying now and what he's doing now, and what she did then. They called her an encyclopedia, that she was really on top of it all, that she has everything, that she's so integral to the case. And I mean, so much that she has the most information and the best records. I mean, I'm summarizing, but this is all of what they're saying is like, oh, she was an integral part of helping me understand everything. Here's a quote. And also in helping me devise how to proceed with a PR campaign, and not as much the litigation strategy, but that made her an integral part of my team. And it's interesting that like he had this really high opinion of her and talked about her publicly, all these things that he said about her. And he also said, she's a journalist just doing her thing. That's a direct quote. She's also a journalist just doing her thing. So you knowingly invited a journalist into this. You know she's just doing her thing. You said you're not directing her. But now that she's doing her thing, now it's a big problem.
Well, you remember Slug. He was their pit bull and all this other great stuff until they thought, man, I can't control these people anymore. Then they're all problems. They have such great things to say about them until... I've worked all sides of this case. Fully documented, bruised, but my heartstrings were pulled by your client, by her use of a child. I will never regret buying several $100s of insulation to protect the child from heat in the tin shed she lived in for years now. The thousands and thousands your client, your team, your PR collected using the child's name and using opposing as a vulnerable child was not used to get the child out of the shed, which was my primary goal. In fact, your client threatened to put the child in the shed during her big, jolly, big cash Christmas show.
Yeah, we heard that.
Yeah. And the world cried, but there are no words for what I've heard and never expected to hear when I gave my heart to this case. Are you ready to listen yet, Bruce? No, of course not.
Well, listen to this, Tug. Listen to this. Here's a direct quote that the Ecosystem said about Shara back in August 20th, to be exact. They said, the work she has done and the record she has gathered since the beginning of, even before the Michelle Preston part of this, when it was the town hall intrigue, and the work she continues to do to pursue records because there's a lot of roadblocks being thrown up, she's very tenacious, is all going to become so important. It is and always has been. But yeah, she's done amazing work. She's so important.
Fascinating. So their own.
Isn't that fascinating?
Yeah, they wrote some really nice things about her. It's fascinating how suddenly.
And they're correct.
Yeah.
They just didn't know who she was going to be important to.
Right.
They knew she was important. They thought she was going to be important for them.
Here's a crazy thing I was thinking about the other day. So imagine you've seen all of this. Well, you've seen a sampling of some of the stuff that's gone on. I can only imagine what goes on behind things that we are not privy to. You know, when you see that little sampling, like when you get down to a smaller circle, I can only imagine. But when you think about all of that stuff, if we didn't have this lens into it, like you could speculate on it, but this was an interesting statement too. There's been talk about the legal team with Rumble. Apparently, just like YouTube, now they're writing Rumble legal. They've been discussing that. Ooh, they're going to go to Rumble. Man, I wonder if Rumble would actually discuss those letters since they're being aimed at folks. I'm going to have to write Rumble about that myself and be like, hey, what's up? But she's like, hey, Bruce, are you the one that wrote to the Rumble legal team? That has to be about you, by the way, Nick.
Oh God.
You know,
I have I've put out a message to Rumble. We'll see what they say.
That's just nuts.
But so far, I mean, I asked the one time and they said, no, we haven't heard anything from anybody. So I'm not really concerned about it, but I'm going to ask again just in case. But I'm not. Rumble has been great to me, and I don't think that will change.
Well, apparently they're saying that they have contacted the legal department. It was contacted by the team. So that's according to Shara. There again, interesting. Interesting indeed.
They really hate Rumble. They really hate the fact that they can't manipulate Rumble like they can YouTube, because YouTube has a terrible system of reporting and they just automatically take stuff down even when it's fair use. And they can, and YouTube is very susceptible to false flagging. Rumble is not. At least not for me so far. They've been very helpful and very supportive. And they're really mad about that. They want to be able to take Rumble down. But I'll tell you what, you ever get Rumble down, I'll put it on X. We'll do that. And then you take that down, I'll put it on BitChute. Yeah, I will not stop. You cannot stop the signal, Mel. You can't.
Indeed. Shara's asking about the question, the cruise too. So, quick question, Bruce: why is the team and your client planning a big
Look at the cruise ship emojis.
I love them. But why are they planning a big cruise before getting the child out of the tin shed?
Good question.
That is.
Good question.
Remember, they're going to be like, that's just a joke until. Mr. Manskin, did your client tell you about my phone call when you came stalking the case about my concerns over your behavior at the start? I should have listened to my gut over my heart more often. Indeed.
I've had that problem in my life before. Hey, Stacy. Hey, can I show you something I just found?
Mm-hmm.
I think this is going to be very important. Okay. This is part of a transcript from one of their the Ecosystem broadcast in August. Mm-hmm. I believe this is Bruce talking. This isn't like everybody gets all hung up on this concept of the legal team and hiring and firing as if there's like badges and ribbons and contracts and things. So no, Shara has them. So basically Shara doesn't have a contract, right? No badges,
right.
No ribbons, no contracts, but she's allegedly part of a legal team. Shara has the most information compiled and gathered and records compiled and gathered over the course of all this saga going way back before the bad neighbor story started. And it was when I first became involved. She was an integral part of helping me understand everything that happened and also in helping me devise how to proceed with a PR campaign.
PR campaign, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Missions of a PR campaign. That's fascinating.
Not as much a litigation strategy side, but so to me, that made her an integral part of my legal team. So no, there's been no actions or official things. I mean, just things as they are. She's a journalist. She's doing her thing. She's really focused a lot on town hall, intrigue. That's not my part of things. I'm focused on the harassment, bullying, stalking of Michelle Preston. Look at the admission here. She's a journalist. She's doing her thing.
There's so many. Yeah, there's been no official things.
So in other words, there's no privilege.
Yep.
You invited a journalist who was doing her thing into a conversation with your client, which makes it not privileged. You dumbass. And here's the admission of it right here. No contracts, no badges, no ribbons, just a journalist.
It's also an admission that, okay, the ecosystem, how to proceed with a PR campaign. So straight up, not as much the litigation strategy side, but how to formulate a PR campaign.
So how is that a legal team?
I think that's that's a bombshell in many ways. Again, for Shara and this claim again, like you said, of privilege, but also there's no PR going on. There's no PR strategy, really.
Right.
There's no PR strategy. Okay.
Yeah, they're not a PR team. He's not running the PR team. So the interesting thing about that too, this admission that Bruce is involved in a PR campaign, there have already been rulings, precedent set that PR teams are not privileged. If a lawyer is involved in PR strategy, that stuff isn't privileged, and it's been litigated multiple times.
Yep.
The admissions they make here are crazy to me.
Just remember again to the PR team out there, preserve. Don't be deleting. No dirty
Don't be deleting.
No,
You've already
isn't that
been
what they like to call it? Yeah, they've been told, they've been informed, but
the
2L said she
discovery
wants
man
to
cometh.
2L tells she wants to play. Didn't Bossman tell his PR pro this is no game? Bruce, JC took his G out while drunk. On the victim, you are creating a case to sue. Indeed. Talking about going after.
Yeah.
This is the dumbest idea. By the way, they could
No. I love it. Let them do it. What are you talking about? This is smart. This is very, very smart. Please. No. They should absolutely do this.
I can't believe when I heard he had made commentary while there was ongoing investigation threatening somebody that is a witness in something. That's nuts. You're weaponizing the legal system against innocent victims. Oh man, I tell you.
Imagine putting Wes on the stand and asking him, did this lawyer here, Bruce Matskin, did he ever say anything to you about testifying?
Imagine though, I mean, again, you're not just going to have that. There are other people that were involved too. Imagine, I mean, Patty comes across as a very sympathetic victim, very much so. And when she gets to sit down and talk about everything that she went through, how horrible that situation was, and the lengths that she went to talk about this, and she had no idea who these people were before. She'd never heard of What the Hales or Channel or any of this mess, even though that's one that they wanted to fixate and focus on. Yeah, good strategy. I like it. It's very smart. Like you said, very smart.
It's great. I think they should do it. Go for it.
And then last one on here that it's showing is that 2L once said that she's never asked for a dime. Quick question. How many thousands and thousands did she and the team collect by use of the child's name?
That's a very good question. That's what I was saying earlier. It's exploitation, just like family vlogging channels are exploitive of children. I believe this whole thing has been very exploitive of that child as well. And I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
Like I said, I like that Shara had an inside track. She knows a lot of inside baseball, and these people cannot stand that idea. They went from singing her praise like that she's the greatest thing ever to don't believe her. She was a mole, actually. So they went from she's encyclopedic, she's the greatest in sliced bread, she's helping me do this, that, or the other to understand the case. Apparently they were, Shara showed messages where she had concerns. Apparently they omitted that little part though when trying to understand the case, right?
Yeah, it's interesting. I learned something about Shara today. When I was talking to her, I don't think she would mind me saying this, but her style of covering a case, she likes to collect information first. She likes to collect all of it for a long time. And the way she put it to me was so that the story slaps me in the face.
Right.
And that's a really interesting way. And she says, you cover things as they come up. Yeah, I do, because I have a daily show. So as they come up, that's when we cover them. Filings in court, replies, etc. That's not what she does. And I think when we were trying to figure out what she was doing, before when she was working on Lynette's behalf. We're trying to figure out what kind of journalism is this? She never drops anything, right? And that was our biggest complaint with her, was that, well, where are these stories? You keep saying, stay tuned, but there's never anything here. Well, that's just, as I'm learning her, as I'm getting to know her, that's her style. She waits, she collects, she drops little hints here and there. But I'm telling you what, everything they said there about her being encyclopedic and having it's true.
Yeah,
that is true.
She's shown that. She's actually shown it. She has a good eye for turning something into a story, taking it and making it make sense where it's consumable. She can make a point. It can be multi-layered. That's why you have to go back and actually
her videos
watch these
are
things.
very interesting.
Oh man. Like they're good. And you know what? They've resonated with the public. I mean, if you look at where she's at right now, let's actually look at her channel for just a second. Let's give her some love on this. So give me 1 minute here.
It's very interesting too. Journalism it can be done many different ways, right? There isn't just one right way. And Shara's way is just as valid as daily news or anything else. She's a long-term kind of journalist. She's the long game. She collects everything, and then she tries to put it together like a puzzle, and she waits. That's really it's kind of it's an enviable trait.
Yeah, I wish I could sit on stuff and make it all. You do that in the aftermath. After everything starts coming together, and publicly people see that. Look,
well, you and I have talked about this too before. We've sat on a couple of things, and it's hard, right?
Oh yeah.
Aren't you just dying when you have something?
Oh yeah, like for example, this I tell you, one of them really got to me, like the sign, quote unquote,
the handwriting analyst.
Yes.
We sat on that for so long, and you and I were the only two that could talk to each other about it, and it was brutal.
Yeah, because we were like, man, we looked this person up, and we wanted to see if this person was actually, they were going to do anything with it. And what we found out watching it was that it had just become such a nasty PR campaign. That's why ultimately we're like, they're not planning on doing that. They're planning on, utilizing this as a bludgeon for the court of social media.
Yeah, we thought they were going to put it into court, so we were waiting for them to file it. But then when they didn't, it was like, okay, well, now we can talk about it. But that 2 weeks or whatever was like the longest 2 weeks of my life.
Well, I hated it too because it was used as an explanation point. Oh, there's an expert out here. Now, first of all, like give it the weight it merits. I mean, first of all, if somebody's hiring an expert, even if they would have been good at it, look at what they're saying and then you judge it yourself. But when you did a background on that person, man, what a mess. But look at Shara here.
She's flying past the
look at the numbers on this
ecosystem.
Last video. 36,000 views.
Wow.
Yeah. That hit like a
that's big.
bomb.
That's
great.
That's big.
That's anything over 30K. I mean,
Jeez,
really
I don't even think I shared it. I didn't. I should have, but I didn't.
Oh man, when I went through, well, we talked a lot about that last statement because that one shouldn't have been one that was ignored. That should have really opened people's eyes up. But there are a lot of people, you know what? I've seen when people send me screenshots of the chat stuff, I read below. Sometimes I catch other people. And there are people out there that say, well, I only listen to. So they're only listening to the PR there. They're not actually looking at this other stuff. And that's disturbing and sad to me because there are things out there that, again, they told you to listen to Shara. They said that she was great.
She's
now
the
she's showing
encyclopedic source on this case. That's what they said in August. Shara is the encyclopedic source. She has everything.
She does. She has a lot.
Part.
She does. She has a lot there. I have to give her props for that, and I have to give her some love with that too. She has definitely gone in and done her due diligence. Before, Yeah, it looked like, hey, coming soon. It was like, oh, whatever.
All
You
right.
know, come
Yeah,
on.
like you've been saying that for
Well,
months, but the truth
we're
is
used to
she
oh,
sat on the story for over a year
and just
trying to
collecting.
make sense of it, collecting it. And this is actually her pattern. She told me today this is how she does things. She collects things first and she keeps it quiet until she can really put it together, until she feels the story is smacking her in the face. That's when she starts to move. It's quite wonderful. Really, I've never seen anything like it ever.
It's worked very well with this because she's made herself someone that they try to ignore, but people can't ignore.
Yeah.
It's quite amazing. It is. It's quite amazing. I have to give her props for that. You know, I've seen people do all kinds of styles. I can't do that style. I cannot set on information and just compile and compile. And
I know it's very hard. That 2 weeks was like the worst 2 weeks ever.
All right, I'm gonna hit some supers in this.
All right.
All right. Subi Sue kicked it off. Subi Sue, thank you for the gifted membership kicking it off. Thank you very much, Subi Sue. Appreciate you there. Chris, thanks for the $2 super sticker right on that too. Thank you very much for the super sticker. Appreciate that too. Hippie Witch, thanks for that.
I like that name.
Yep. Thanks for that membership as well. Drop that on somebody. Appreciate that. Now, Rick dropped a twofer. No statement with it. But again, like I've said many times, the statement is in backing. So there's a big statement. Thank you. Ella, thanks for the 2. Haters extra mad and bitter.
Breadstick money.
Breadstick monners.
Breadstick.
Mistrust Lou, thanks for the 2. All about the breadstick money, y'all. Indeed. Thank you. Chris, thanks for the super chat there. Again, the statement is in there. Thank you. Appreciate it. Subi Sue also dropped another gifted membership. Thank you very much for that too, Subi Sue. Appreciate that. Green Veggie Beast, thanks for the 5 there. I'm going to play ping pong. Anybody have a hamster?
Oh my gosh, you guys, you got to visit Jeremy. Visit Jeremy over at Whatnot because he's auctioning off Save Megan's Hamster for real. He has auctioned off 6 of them so far.
That's hilarious.
And we may have something really fun for you on Sunday. So make sure you tune in.
That'll be funny and fun, I'm sure. This one's for you, actually. Why don't you
Oh
read
God. Hey Mug, rainbow square bullet points just to start. I hate those. I hate it. Thanks for the Canadian 10 though.
Love it there.
That.
Yes, thank you. Writer Chick, thanks for 5. Happy Friday, Tug, Megan in chat. Here's a little something for breadsticks and the Bug and Lug candy fun, to make the haters mad. Indeed.
Oh, yeah. They're for sure. Oh, they're so mad. They're in meltdown mode. They're writhing and rolling around on the floor and sweating and, getting stuck on the floor because they're, Look,
Fat, look, here's the deal.
Look, Fat.
I think I'm gonna reach out to Rumble and ask them about people trying to shut down and silence through legal, because they made statements on very prominent folks when that happened. How they weren't going to do that. So I'm curious. I'm going to tell them, hey, people have been saying this. Can you give me a comment? I'm curious about it. Writer Chick also.
You should.
Yep.
That'll be interesting.
Writer Chick, thank you for the gifted membership as well to add on to that. Thank you very much. My adventures in homebrewing on top of the wonderful, wonderful, beloved rainbow bullet points. I had trouble saying that one. Dropped 5 gifted memberships. Thank you. Frankie, thank you for 5 gifted memberships as well. Thank you very much, Frankie. Appreciate you there. Daily Dysfunction noted that Waldman is the GOAT. He very well was. I mean, again, I can't say enough positive things about how he did this. He corrected things via social media. He didn't go on and do interviews. In fact, I don't think he ever did an interview, unless there's one I missed. He didn't actually go in and talk. People kept saying, Tuck, hit him up for what? No. If he wanted to do one, he knows that he would be welcome to, and I mentioned that before, but he managed to, he kept his voice as his own, but he didn't do the Bruce thing. Good Lord. AKA the cat lady, thanks for the 10. There's a very small channel called Salty Bird, covers crime, and she just put out a video about her YouTube channel attracted a stalker. It's not just that. No, you get that.
Oh no. I have a friend who has a YouTube channel who also has had a stalker for years. It is really scary. Hey, have you guys ever seen the movie The King of Comedy? It's old, from the, I guess, 80s or 70s with Jerry Lewis and oh God, Sandra Bernhard. Anyway, I'm watching it. It's on YouTube right now, the entire thing, and it's about this. It's about this very thing, about being stalked because you're a famous person and how far these people will go. It is terrifying. Squid says, I have a stalker. His name is Bruce. Yeah, me too. Weird. How weird.
I mean, I've talked about people coming. In fact, here's a clip that I put in. It's a 3-second clip. Listen to what this person's saying.
You know what? I talked to your mayor.
I talked to your mayor.
Oh my God.
It's okay here. And I've had people come here, go and try to do that. It's craziness. So, I mean, I get it, man.
Richie Albertini was calling 911 and keeping them on the phone. Like, I need your help. We've got to find a way to keep him quiet.
that whole
gotta find a way to stop
is so
this
crazy.
I know. I love that clip. You gotta help me stop this guy until Monday or whatever. Like, what is he talking about and why are they even listening?
Well, they were like, okay. I mean, they're nice. Like, you're talking small town law enforcement. So, the 911 people, yeah, they're polite. They're nice. You're not dealing with, like, if you went into Nashville and did it, you might get a whole, what in the world? Why are you wasting our time? But here, they were like, yeah, sure.
Sure, go ahead. Yeah. We'll stop him for you.
Yeah. Oh my God.
So crazy. Oh, my dog stalks me too, Patty. Yes, I do have a German Shepherd that stalks me everywhere I go, including and especially the bathroom. He waits outside the door with his nose pressed underneath of it, like I'm never coming back. It's
yes, your own pet. Yeah, pet.
It's weird.
I like this name too. Hell in a Handbasket.
I love it.
I like it.
Look at the icon or the avatar. It's different. Look at it's great. It's literally a handbasket in hell.
I've been lurking in the shadows much longer than 2 months. Happy to be here, y'all. I've got my pee pads ready.
But make sure they're not menthol, though.
For real. Be safe.
Be safe out there, folks. You never know what's lurking on the drugstore shelves.
Indeed. Janice, thanks for the 10 there. We have 67 inches of snow here in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
I thought you said 67.
67 would be insane.
And I went, what?
We don't get a lot of snow in northeast Oklahoma usually. Thank goodness. I hate and loathe snow. It really hurts my rheumatoid arthritis.
Oh,
Indeed. Oh,
sorry.
I lived in Oklahoma at one time. Like, it is not built for snow. It's flat. Everything is flat there.
They think that sand works on snow. I don't know who told them this, but that's a ridiculous thing to do. Don't put sand on snow.
I ran into the worst public park ever there, by the way. I was walking around the public park and somebody was like, hey, let's go over and sit at the picnic table. I was like, okay. When I was looking, I was like, what are these weird little things sticking out of the ground here and everything? What is this? Yeah, so I started looking at them and I noticed they're plastic or whatever. So I'm looking and there's a hedge wall. So I decided I'm going to walk around, not sit at the picnic table. So I walk around. On the other side of that is an archery range that is set up. And the hedge wall, yes, was not that tall. People were firing arrows over it and they were hitting the picnic tables. And I was like, oh no, this is not good.
That is the most Oklahoma thing I've ever heard in my whole life.
Oh, my favorite thing out there. So there's a lake called Eufaula All right. And it's located in an area called Lottawada. So it's Eufaula.
Lottawada? Eufaula Lottawada?
Eufaula in
Come on.
Lottawada.
No.
It's true. Look it up. I was
No,
like,
I
that
don't
is
believe you.
funny. Like,
Eufaula Lottawada.
Lake, look up
No,
Lake Eufaula.
I don't believe you.
It's totally real.
I refuse
'Cause
to Google it.
I was like,
I just
whoever
think-
made that is a freaking genius. You know, you talk about the long joke. You know, that is a good one. And it has lasted for years.
It is a good
Eufaula
one.
in Lottawada.
In Lottawada.
I love it.
Oh my gosh.
BK, thanks for the 10. You can have all the snow and ice y'all want up there in New York. That's right. I grew up in I don't want any of that in Florida. It snowed here Christmas Day 1993, iced over January 2014. Closed down the roads here. It does. People will abandon their vehicles on the interstates and everything else out here.
I don't know what it is, but the older I get, and when I was younger, I thought I never want to live somewhere where there's winter when I get older. But the older I get, the less I want to leave the snow. I don't know why. I really enjoy winter. I like being cold. I like putting on warm, fuzzy clothes. There's something about pulling out actual pants again that I really like putting jeans on for the first time after you haven't worn them in the summer. It just feels good. I don't know. I like a crisp breeze, and I like going outside and feeling like my lungs.
Yeah, I like the cold. You know, if it fits within reason. Like I like my house at a nice 66 to 68 degrees. That's nice, you know.
But I like going outside and like my nose freezing. It makes you feel alive. I think that's what it is. The older I get, the more I appreciate feeling alive. And the things that make you feel alive, like very cold water and cold air. And I don't know. I just do. It makes me feel alive, and I love it.
Feel alive. If I get on the road out here, you've seen how the people handle the roads. I don't feel people alive. So.
Yeah, dodging police cars, flying through the air.
Rhea Rye, 22 months. Thank you, Rhea Rye. In the UK, 62, 63. It was known as the Big Freeze. Lowest temperature was negative 22.2 degrees Celsius, or negative 0.8 degrees Fahrenheit in Scotland. Snow in some places was 8 feet deep. I wouldn't know what to do. Snow 20 feet. Now that's snow. Yes, I wouldn't know what to do.
Yeah. Well, I like snow drifts, and I walked into one today. The chat gets me. Some of you in the chat get me. I see you. I see you there. Hot coffee drank on the front porch in the winter air. Ice crystals on the windows and trees. Damn straight. There's beautiful things about winter.
Yes, frozen nether regions.
No, those were on fire.
Needing to put menthol on my pants to keep myself warm. No. Max Lab said, "Don't forget what I emailed you, by the way."
What did you email me? What? Do you mean about? Hold on. That's right. Hold on.
Okay, well, I'm going to continue while you look.
Yeah, you go.
Mama, thanks for the 5. Regarding criminal plea bargains, don't they include waiving all rights to appeal? I've never heard of one that doesn't have that condition. I would think there would be certain circumstances potentially you could go in and take one down. I'm not sure. Typically, though, you're admitting guilt. Like you're going to have a real problem. Like no matter what, you're going to have a real problem there. So, opinions and coffee. Thanks for the 5. Hey, Tug and Megan. Tonight's going to be a great episode. Here's some breadstick money. Yes. Were you entertained? There was a lot of derailing, but we had fun.
We did have fun. It's true.
Anyway, thanks for the 2. You've had quite the eventful life, Tug. Oh, yeah. I think we all have eventful moments in our lives. You know, we just, some of us have the microphone in front of us and we talk about them.
Yeah. So the thing that Max Lab was reminding me of is that earlier today he did send us an email about one of our chat members had a heart attack and passed away during surgery.
Oh no!
Yeah,
that's awful.
His name was Uncle Frank, and he's a veteran. Actually, I believe that Rosalind Duke and Rogue Mama are doing a stream about him. I think that a bunch of the chatters knew him pretty well. And I just want to say I'm so sorry to his family and friends. And it's terrible to lose one of you. It's terrible. It's terrible when that happens. And boy, have we had a lot of that lately. We've just had a lot of loss lately. And I feel like everybody's feeling it. So.
Indeed. And love to them and their families. I mean, that's just horrible situations. There are. I mean, that's the one thing, like online especially. Sometimes, you find out and it hits you like a ton of bricks too, because there's no way to prepare for it. You never know what people are going through or anything else sometimes. Emma? Oh yeah, I hit that one. Thank you, Emma. My bad. I pulled it back over there. Sticky Widget. Thanks for the 5 there. Hey, all you D&D peeps. I'm an OG D&D'er from the mid-70s. First edition D&D for the win. Indeed. I like second edition as well. I used to play a lot of D&D. I liked some of the feats added in 3, but Wizards, man, they made a mess of it. But yes. First, second edition, all the books. Love it. I got a bunch of those still. Shazar, thanks for the 3 there. No statement again. Plenty of statement though. Oop, got a raider. Hey girl, what you doing?
Hey.
How you doing? How you doing?
Good.
You doing good? Okay.
Yeah, but Mom is saying I go just eat vegetable soup and not drink chocolate milk and stuff.
Yes. People must tell you about
sing-songy voice.
Vegetable. You like vegetable soup?
Mm-mm.
You don't like vegetable soup? Why not? You don't like vegetables?
Mm-mm.
No? Huh.
You don't like vegetables.
You just like chocolate milk and milk, and that's it. Is that what you're telling me?
No. Mom, go take everything that I eat all the time and just give me vegetable soup.
Oh, just vegetable soup forever? Oh, man. So just your drink, you're going to have to drink vegetable soup too? Is that what you've been told?
No.
Oh, yeah. Well,
I know. I just...
Okay, well, go upstairs. You're not going to eat any vegetable soup right now. Go have fun.
I was just playing for a kickball that I can't find on the table. I'm just doing this.
Oh, man. You were just running around like that? Oh, my goodness.
No, I'm playing them like this.
Oh, you were kicking your legs, just demonstrating.
On the bed.
Oh, you were kicking your legs up and down on the bed and shaking your arms. Yes, with child rage. I see. Okay. Okay.
I don't just go for my vegetable soup. I don't like vegetable soup.
Okay, you made that clear.
You know I don't like vegetables.
All right, you made that clear to me. Hey, that'll break. Okay, don't put that over your head. It's for a doll. She's trying to put some.
Did she say she doesn't like vegetables?
Yeah.
None of them?
No, she's saying soup. She doesn't like vegetable soup. That's what she's
well, that's understandable. They're smushy in soup. They're not
it's
good in
though.
soup.
Soup. This is soup time right now. All right, hey, go upstairs, kiddo.
If you put vegetables in soup, you gotta blend them.
I don't want to eat vegetable soup any time in my life, she said. All right, well, go upstairs. You don't have to eat some vegetable soup. All right. Okay, we'll go upstairs.
I gotta keep a plate.
Hey, be careful in those pants. They cover your feet. Be careful. All right. Oh, that's hilarious. She was like, yeah, she was showing me. She was like, when I heard about that, I had a conversation on the phone about this stuff. I was just like, and she laid down on the floor. She was like, I was kicking my legs and my arms. Yeah, we've got some vegetable soup, that homemade stuff. Good stuff. Love it. She's like, I don't want that. I just want chocolate milk. And
Well, who
dancing
doesn't?
waffles.
Who doesn't? We had pancake wars here the other day. So
Pancake wars, man. That sounds
Pancake
dangerous.
wars. My son, 2 days ago, I get him up very early. We have to get up very early. He has to be on the bus early. So I get him up at just enough time to get downstairs, eat breakfast, get your snow pants on. He has got to wear the whole gear. It's like a Christmas story here. He looks like Ralphie's little brother. And so he says, do we have any pancakes? And of course he's looking at me with this face. So I'm like, all right, I'll make pancakes. We're out of pancake mix. And he is so like upset that I'm like, okay, I'll make pancakes. I have flour. I have baking soda, or baking powder. I've got all the stuff. So I spend the time making the pancakes. I give them to him. I cut them up. I put the syrup on them. I give them the pancakes. I am doing other things, packing his lunch. I come in and it's time for him to get his stuff on because it takes a good 5 minutes to get dressed up in the snow pants. He hasn't eaten more than one bite of these pancakes that I just made from scratch, and he's eating a cookie and 2 pretzels. And I'm like, dude, are you kidding? Why are you eating those things? You didn't eat your pancakes, the ones you made me make? Oh, it was bad. And then, of course, because I fussed at him, he went off to school in a huff. So I had to text his teacher and tell her about the pancake wars. and then when he came home, he was very contrite, and he said he was very sorry for starting pancake wars, and he wouldn't do it again. So I texted his teacher again, and I said, well, the pancake wars appear to be over. And she goes, oh, yes. We talked all about pancakes today. We also talked about how we need to be thankful for our parents and all the good things they do for us, and how we need to listen. She goes, he's probably very sick of me.
That's hilarious.
I know. But the pancake wars are over. Then this morning I gave him pancakes again. He ate them a lot faster, and he did not eat any cookies.
That's hilarious.
Don't you make me make pancakes at 7 a.m. and not eat them. Well, that's the lesson here.
So Janice, rods that go into the femur are called intramedullary rods. My dad got one when he had his spinal fracture, his femur at age 81. All right, so they were talking about the accident. It's talking about the thing at the junkyard. That's what actually
Oh my God.
I wasn't sure about that. Man, that was a crazy day. Oh Lord, that was. Ugh, I'll tell him. Like I said, I'll one day when we have a stream that we're just like, we'll derail the whole thing because it's a much longer story. But
I
it
want
was
to hear
insane.
it.
Well, we'll talk about it one day for sure. Lori, thanks for the 5. Y'all, indeed. I like how she's like, y'all, making sure they're need to train driving in the snow in the north. Yeah, we actually probably do need to send people out and train them.
That's funny.
'cause
Yeah,
Art
that would
thinks
be a good outreach program. Those of us in the north need to outreach those of you to those of you in the south and give you some tips on how to drive in the snow.
this is why Tug's shoulder never be left alone. Shoulder. Maybe I'm missing the reference. I don't remember what that one's about.
I don't either. But I do want to point out that Squid said Uncle Frank's birthday is tomorrow. Oh, that's
man,
brutal.
that's sad, man. Like I said, love to them and their families and stuff. I just.
Can I just say publicly that I hate heart attacks?
Yeah.
I mean, of all the ways to go, it's probably one of the best. It's fast.
I don't know.
But I sure hate how sudden and final and shocking it is to the people who love you and didn't see it coming. I hate it.
Even if you know something's coming, it's still horrible. But yeah, when it's just boom, it's awful. It is. Like I said, I love the families out there. It's hard to deal with. There's no good way to deal with it. No matter how it comes, there's no good way. Loss. But remember again, when you're dealing with loss, the reason that it impacts is because there were good things about that person. There were things that you loved and you enjoyed. So,
yeah.
Lonely. Thanks for the 10 there. Tugs of Unemployment Fund. Thank you for that. Appreciate you there. Sticky Widget, thanks for the 5 there. Okay, got a bell. See ya. Dungeons and Dragons for the win. See you all, TTRPGers here. Indeed. Well, you have fun. Hopefully you're playing. That's what you're doing. Good times. Palmers. I want to say Archer every time. Homestead did this one too. I'm starting win on R at Megan. So
On
Starry Win,
R.
that's who that.
Starry Win on R?
Rumble.
What's Rumble? Duh. Okay, got it.
Victoria, thanks for the 20 there. Starbucks money to keep my Tug and Megan fix going. And the Tugettes. Well, thank you. Thank you for that. Appreciate you. Becky, thanks for the 5 there. I'm happy to give money to help you buy breadsticks for the sweet girls. Love to hear their voices. Well, thank you. Yeah, I wondered if we would get a raid because we hadn't had one. So I was like, will we get one? Yes, we did for vegetable soup. Christina, thanks for the 5. Comedy club for my own home. Don't you see how you guys entertaining us is the same as these guys grifting money off others with bad info or guilt trips?
Yeah, no, I don't see it. I just can't say I don't see it. It's funny how they like to they project, right? They project the thing they're doing onto others. YouTube is supposed to be a place for entertainment and education and news, you know? It's not supposed to really be a place for constant grifting and attacking other YouTubers. That's not what this is supposed to be. It's not that the platform's terms of service don't allow it. And yet there are these channels that do this and they get away with it. And it's really unfortunate. It's one of the things that makes this magical place we call YouTube that we all love very much because we do. It makes it unpleasant in ways.
Yeah. Yeah. Most people won't deal with that. Like a lot of people back away. But that's the thing. Like when somebody has a stick they're constantly threatening to hit you with, you know, whether that's legal or attacking you. Yeah. People get tired of that, and they do. They've basically tried to push Jeremy off into a corner when nobody will actually cover his case. No way. Not having that. So, Christina? Oh, yeah, I got that. My bad. I thought I pulled up another one, but thank you for that. Yes. So the two, totally not the same for sure. Rewrite, thanks for the 10 there. Stick for your paint, a.k.a. my husband's chocolate biscuit. His waistline doesn't need it.
Well, just because his waistline doesn't need it, doesn't mean he's not going to get it anyway.
Chocolate biscuit money.
Chocolate biscuit money is right.
Nana, what's up? Nana of the 2 grants. Thanks for the 5 there. Bren stick money for tugging the tuglets. Thank you.
Did you say Bren stick money? It sounded like you said Bren stick money.
I didn't, but I can say that. Bren stick money. It's that southern. It's just that drawl out. Did you know they've
sometimes you say words that don't exist?
Yeah, I like that sometimes.
In any language.
Right. You know,
and I think, did I hear that right?
What's funny is actually, it was a joke. I used to do that on purpose because you've seen The Sopranos, right?
Yeah, oh, I love that.
Okay,
show.
you remember
twice, maybe 3 times.
Okay, you remember the boss in New York? You remember his son? Like he would just make up like just weird, you know, he'd mispronounce everything and he'd make up like stupid terms that never existed. So we started doing that, you know, for fun. And I'm like, man, did I fry? So certain words, I'm like, wait a minute, did I say that like my friends and I mess around, or did I say that correctly? Oh no. When I watched that again, I was like, oh my gosh, I have no telling what I've actually said. It's like when we joke around. Oh, that's hilarious. Also, they noted, did you know that they've stated they made another YouTube channel in the child's name?
Yes, and I do have screenshots of that. It's something I haven't gotten around to yet, but I have all of it. I even have Facebook posts of Lynette talking about how she's shutting down the Facebook page she opened in HG's name, because she had one of those too, where she was saying, you can follow her journey, her medical journey on this Facebook page. And she has messages about how she's shutting down the Facebook and she's moving to YouTube. She's starting a YouTube channel.
You're not allowed to monetize a channel in a child's name. That's not allowed under YouTube. I know there are channels that still get away with that, the giant ones, but there was a huge movement because YouTube got in trouble. You're not supposed to market to children, even though, again, I realize there are big channels that do that, Cocomelon and more, but still, all the small channels, they got hit with that. They are not supposed to. It is a definite terms of service violation. So that's not supposed to be happening. Puzzle. Thanks for the 2. Pro Bonehead.
Pro Bonehead Viche. Maybe instead of Pro Hawk Viche, Pro Bonehead Viche.
Pro Bonehead Viche. Yeah. I like that. Like words that don't exist. I like Pro Hack Vice. That's a
well. I hate that Jeff never got the chance to use that.
Yeah.
He's like, how did I not ever use Pro Hawk Vices? How did this
Right.
not happen? How did I not use this for something? You know, he should have been Pro Hawk Vices, and
that's true. You should have been.
Could have been his trucker name or something. You know,
that's funny.
Which, by the way, folks, those of you in the chat who want updates, you know, I'm still in touch with Connor and Jeff's son, and he's okay. Everything's okay. And if I find out any info about, you know, anything else, I'll let you guys know, the dogs, etc. But right now it's just, you know, still moving forward.
Well, love to them. They always have support, of course. Hopefully. I know they know that.
The fundraiser is over 20,000.
That's good, man. You know,
yeah.
He's somebody everybody liked, everybody loved. So.
Which is a miracle. It's a damn miracle what he pulled off. And it's too bad that we didn't notice what a miracle he was while he was living. I really didn't notice how miraculous he was, that everybody we know loved him. Even people
you know people afterwards. You know, that's the curse of things. We always think we have more time.
Yeah.
We always do. And unfortunately, we don't. That's one of the things, like this year, I'm trying to enjoy the time that I have with folks, whether that's in real life or it's stuff like this, hanging with a megalodonus, having fun, treating every day like it matters, because every day does indeed matter.
Yes, every day does matter.
Monica, thanks for the 5 there. Every time LMNOP doesn't get what she wants from a person, he shits on them. Yes, that is looks like it seems to be the MO. Bubba, thanks for the 2. Love you guys. Well, hey, love return to you. Appreciate you. Joan, thanks for the 2. Breadsticks, love them. Judy, thanks for the 5 there. Flea One said her live last night that she feels JC is a great dad and that Shara's screenshot is a lie.
Wait a minute. JC says he's not a dad. He said that in the deposition. Randy asked him point blank, "Are you the child's father?" He said, "No." Which is interesting because I also have screenshots of Facebook posts where Lynette took a picture of him holding her, and she says it's John's first. It's his first daughter. He's a great daddy.
So she thinks that the audio from the body cams where LMNOP herself is calling him abusive and a monster and saying he drove somebody else to their end, all of that's fake too.
It's interesting, isn't it? They don't even appear to believe this woman they say they're raising money for.
I thought I was supposed to believe them.
It does make me... It makes me wonder, are they really raising money for a person they don't believe?
Well, what it sounds like to me is that no matter what comes in, they just have to roll with it. It always has to be, oh, it's all good. It's all good to go. No, it's weird. It's so bizarre. Because like you said, who are we listening to there? We don't listen to her. We only listen to her when it's convenient. I thought we were supposed to listen and we're supposed to believe everything she said.
Yep.
Ellie Fott, thanks for the 5 there. Conspiracy theory. Elon was tired of Tug's tits and returned Tug's jealous.
I saw some announcement where it was like hashtags aren't going to work anymore. It's not going to, like, you can use them, but it's not going to make anything trend. It's just keywords now.
Musk himself said that, so he was talking about it. They were actually discussing it, and he said that was going to be going forward, that they shouldn't have. You know, it should be like whatever the name is. You know, if there's a name that's trending or a
you don't have to put a hashtag in front of anything.
You shouldn't really. You shouldn't have to put a hashtag and smash a name together to make it. So Frederick, thanks for the 2. Tug, you should go see Henry Joe. Funny and clean. I'll have to look them up and see what's up with that. Thank you for the recommendation. I'll check it out. Wendy, thanks for the 5. Happy Friday. Tell you, Megan, mods, and chat. Excited to be here. Well, thank you. Appreciate you being here. And yes, love to the mods, love to the chat, love to Megan, love to everybody's. Winks, thanks for the 5. Bravo for Shara, continuing to stand up and protect herself with truth and transparency. What a messed up situation. Indeed. Indeed, it is a mess. I'm glad that she's standing up for herself. Dan, thanks for the 2. Levy County needs a sheriff like Grady Judd. I noticed what's that one that does all the videos for YouTube? You know, he makes he does interviews and he's done videos and stuff. The one that's like, yeah, we tracked down this fugitive, you know, talk smack about it. That's what Levy County needs.
Oh, you mean Dog the Bounty Hunter?
Dog the Bounty Hunter, no.
No, not him.
Nobody is kind of entertaining. Thanks. Just to clarify, Shara can't mobilize DCF. Her son is 21 or close to 21. He can also file a police report too. Yes, indeed. You know, she can talk to the police. She can actually
and
she can do everything that she needs to, and he can too. And hopefully that's happened for sure. Stick Brad Payton said thanks for the 5. Don't accept Rhea Raya's Facebook friend request. It only encourages her.
Now this is the kind of relationship I can get behind. I love it when people roast one another. They are hilarious
together. All of them. Emmy, thanks for the 20 there. The entire situation with Lynette and John, including the LCSD, DA, CPS, Judge bias, and the misfit ecosystem is terrifying.
The island of misfit ecosystems. I love it.
It's like a bunch of roads that interconnect themselves. Imagine for 1 second you were Jeremy and George in this. What would you do? They've done everything they need.
Move.
To do.
I'd probably move.
Yeah, even then. Though,
although I don't know, I saw that video yesterday. I was watching their recent video of the schoolhouse. That building is so cool. I had never seen the inside of it before. I didn't see what they were doing in there. Oh my gosh, they have the greatest building for what they do. I can see why he doesn't want to move. I can see why this was
a lot of work and money. He's putting money into this.
So what would I do? I would do the exact same thing they're doing. I would stand up for myself, especially if I had the resources to do it. You know, when you don't have the resources, it becomes very difficult to get legal remedies, to get justice, which is not the way it should be in this country. It should not be that the only way you can get justice is if you have a lot of money. That's terrible.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
That is how the justice system works, though. Unfortunately, it runs on money. That is.
It does, because lawyers can't work for free, and these things take years, and it's going to drain your bank account.
I was laughing at this. Amanda said, thanks for the 10. She said, the hater said you're broke. Yep, I'm broke. Send breadsticks.
Send breadsticks. He's very, very broke.
Save me. Yes, so broken.
Very broke, folks. In fact, wait, let me change my my avatar. We got to get the right one. Hold on. Where's the violin music? I need some sad music. Folks, I need Sarah McLachlan. In the arms of Tug, sing a sad song.
No, it's like this. Here, let me pull up an image for this. You know, to tell you how bad things are. I mean, look at my hands here. I mean, I have to put on rings just to hide my thumb. So it is. It's sad. I know.
He needs breadsticks to fix his deformed fingers. He doesn't even have enough money to
I like
get
how my mask is
surgery.
smiling, though, even though it's like, look at my fingers.
I mean,
look at that knuckle ring. I like that.
Look at that right hand. Are those amputated fingers? He needs a hook hand, at least. He needs breadsticks for this, folks. Send breadsticks, because no one should have to live with tongue thumbs.
Yes,
No.
I know. When people are like, "Are you opening the door and licking it, Tug?" And I'm like, "I can't take it anymore." I mean, Lord, yes. So send the breadsticks. Make sure no one suffers. We should also go in and give research money for tongue thumb.
For tongue thumb.
Yes. Hashtag Tug's tongue thumb.
Tug's
It's so bad. You have no idea how hard it is to put on a watch over that. That's why it's so bulky. I mean, oh Lord. Oh, it's so terrible.
Not to mention all the money he's going to have to spend on therapy to get over the fact that he has tongue thumbs in the first place. I do think that knuckle ring is pretty interesting, though.
Oh,
And look at
man.
the other one that's just sitting on top of the skin. It's not even a ring. Do you see it?
Yeah. Your watch is like that. It is up there. It's like, are you picking your nose or licking it? And I'm like, no more. Shame. But they say I'm broke, so here's some money for you kiddos. Just to upset the haters who are mad they're not successful as Tug and Megan.
There is a lot of jealousy involved, and that's not something that I jealousy is always jealousy and envy. It is a green-eyed monster, and it will make people do crazy things. And I personally believe that and that's why this case is so important. At the crux of this case is envy, which is a deadly sin, by the way. And if you look at all of these things, bad things that people do, generally they will be tied to one of the 7 deadly sins. This one is all about envy. And it begins with envying what Jeremy has and what he's done and what he's made of himself and what he has built. It all begins there. If you start there, you get the real story.
I mean, really, look at some of these fingers, though. Lord, here's another.
You're still on the fingers.
Look at this.
I'm trying to give a philosophical lesson here.
One.
You are showing us amputated, weird AI fingers. What is wrong with you?
You don't know, Megan. You don't know.
You don't know.
Nobody knows the struggles I've seen. Nobody knows my tongue thumb sorrows.
Swing low, sweet tongue thumb.
Tongue thumb chariots.
Coming for to carry me home.
Yes, actually, we are 5 super jets away from 100 there. That's
let the writhing begin. Let
Four
the
away.
bodies hit the floor. They're gonna start writhing and screaming.
They're gonna have trouble getting off the floor.
Well, yeah.
Fundraising to get off the floor. Fundraising to get off the floor. Oh man. Yeety McYeaterson. The frosted Lucky Charms, they're magically delicious. Unlike BB and the rest.
Oh, yuck.
Look at all those.
I don't want to
wonderful
taste
bullet
any
points.
of that.
Look at those bullet points for you.
Oh, what's with the weird sizes and shapes and colors? No.
Look at those. You need
Don't
those
make
in
me
your
look.
life.
I won't look. I refuse.
You will look. You
No,
will
I will
enjoy
not.
them.
I will not. You will enjoy them.
Mama Lord, thanks for the did there. Can hardly wait until MP finds out just how much money was raised and how little she received. I wonder what'll happen there.
That's my evil laugh for those of you who don't know. I can't wait for that day also, Mama Lori. That will be a beautiful day. There will be cheering in the streets. There will be like one of those ticker parades. There will be sailors kissing nurses on that day. Just it will be something to behold.
Now they're 3 away from the 100. So thanks for the 2. Does she mean a new car for one of the 2 fleas? I thought that was a new car for the for LP the way she meant, but I'm not sure.
Not be for LMNOP because that Jeep of hers is way newer than my car. I'll tell you that much. She doesn't need a new car. She has a
2
very
away,
expensive Jeep.
I'm keeping the count for it. 1 away now. Ding, ding,
Oh,
ding.
we're only 1 away. Oh my Lord.
Bird, thanks for the 20 there. I'm enjoying the derailment program this evening. I've had fun. The derailment stuff is really fun.
We can't really derail as badly when one of us isn't here. So when we're here, you know it's going to go off the rails.
Well, we
It
got to
just
catch up
is.
on the derailment. And that's what it is.
We
Everything
do.
will straighten out to the normal derailment, but we have a week to catch up on.
We haven't spoken in a week, you know?
I mean, it's
We
weird.
got to get
I
it
know.
all out. It's funny.
Especially after like the daily back and forth, the daily bants. Bria Ride, thanks for the 5. Husband bought a classic Lotus when I was 8 months pregnant. I had to crawl out of it. Let's spend the car in the rain.
I'm sorry. The mental picture of a pregnant woman crawling out of a Lotus.
He's like, I may have spanned the Lotus, but like Buzz Lightyear falling with style, I never stopped and carried on driving. I wasn't going where I wanted to, but no one knew that.
Oh my God.
I love the bands. That's funny.
They're gonna be there. They're gonna be together forever. Those two.
They're funny. They're good people too.
Oh,
I have to
God.
give them love. They are.
I want Did anyone get pictures of you crawling out of the Lotus though? Because that would have been really topped it off. If like instead of helping you out, if your husband had gotten out of the car just to take pictures.
Oh my Lord. Like the floaty selfie. Oh man, like if they had like a Dave Neal camera too. We're just floating out there.
One time on my 40th birthday, my husband, my lovely husband, he took me out. He took me to a concert and to a bar and to several bars and a restaurant. And like I drank way too much. And on the way home, I was passed out in the car. So what did my lovely husband do? Of course, my mouth was open. I was drooling. He took a picture and this man posted it on Facebook. I have never forgiven him for this. I can laugh about it now, but then I was so mad at him. And then when I got home, I fell into the bushes when I was trying to get up the stairs.
Drooling Droolerson. Fun time.
He still laughs about that today.
That's how a megalodonus hunts. It drools first. Oh wait, I missed one here. Tracy, thanks for the 5 there. The haters team in BBB in my city of Chester in the UK would be all called brown nosing each other. Yes, they use that here too. Brown nosers. They do indeed. Opinions and coffee. Thanks for the 5. Hopefully Shara knows how much she's appreciated. # coffee money. Yes, I hope she does. I very much hope she does.
I think she does, and I'm very happy and proud of you all for being so supportive of her, because I have noticed a big change on her Facebook page and on her, before she had a lot of people giving her a lot of crap, and I just haven't seen any of that anymore. You guys are giving her so much support, and I think that's really great and important.
When with these ecosystem people say that they build up other channels and stuff too, man, they left her with, they were talking about how important she was and everything else with 32 subscribers. That's what they drove toward her channel. So, I mean, that's a lie. The views and everything else that they say, no, the truth is what drives people to you. So. Jason, thanks for the 2. Breaking: the LAFD chief has been fired.
Good. Well, it wasn't the chief that needs to be fired. I think it's the mayor who did all those things, but I don't know. Maybe the chief was involved too.
I don't know. If you go back, it was fascinating because they were saying, well, actually, we shouldn't blame them. Well, if you go all the way back to 2018, there are articles from places like NPR saying how they lied about the funding. And it's weird. They treated it like people couldn't go back. They were like, this is just a conspiracy, by our political opponents. And it's like, no, 2018 again. NPR was talking about the problems already, and you fast forward, there are real problems there. So I would say the chief, they were definitely going to have that. But yes, there were a lot of higher up heads that need to roll too. Cindy, thanks for the vibe. So BBB has been involved even longer than we previously thought. It sounds like he was saying.
I know it sounded like that to me too. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we're going to find out more and more. I can't wait for that next video. That's what I know. Jack's mom, thanks for the 10. Respect to Megan for letting Shara tell her story her way. You could have steered her to let you tell her story for your personal gain. Prove you're better than the fleas and BBB. Professional.
You know, I got to say that I do thank you for saying that, Jack's mom, but also Shara is not a woman that anyone can steer. I'll tell you that much. I have tried. Not to let her have me tell her story, but I have, there've been things we've talked about, and I've tried to, she has a certain way of that she wants to do things, and she is very strong, and she's going to do them the way that she thinks is that she sees fit. And I respect that. I respect the hell out of that.
I mean, honestly, it's that long range vision that she's had on that is actually working out very well.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, I trust her to do what she wants to do the way she wants to do it. And sometimes I don't like waiting for that, but it is what it is. And I think Shara's doing a really good job.
Paul, thanks for the click on the comments of JC with G post by Shara. I think I hit the one we were talking about, the JC with the G one. I think I did get that one in there. So Cindy, thanks for the correction. Ignore. Yeah, I saw the that's okay. Like that happens, man. It's all good. I just went over those and I read it how I thought it was supposed to. Thank you for correcting that too, Cindy. Terry, thanks for the 10 there. Could Judge Belito order an investigation at LPJC and HG in reference to CPS?
I don't think so. A federal judge can refer them for prosecution to, I believe, the FBI, because that's his federal jurisdiction. I'm pretty sure that's all he can do. I don't believe that because he is in federal jurisdiction, there is, Health and Human Services, maybe. I don't really think that's something that a judge would do. If he does see evidence of a crime, he could refer them to authorities for criminal investigation.
Yeah.
Just like the county attorney has been notified by Judge Mata about Laura Owens. But that doesn't look like it's going anywhere, so who knows?
That's what I kept saying with that too. I have no faith in that. It's because until I mean that's just been the way that I've seen things happen before. I know when everybody was like, hey, they're going to do something. Yeah. Until I see them do something, I don't believe it.
Yeah.
It's sad too. But yeah, I mean.
Well, did you hear that Trevor Bauer's accuser? It looks like they're letting her off the hook. So I haven't verified all of this, but one of the researchers for the JFC, Laura Owens researchers, said they looked into the Trevor Bauer matter because it's being litigated. And they did post screenshots of the docket, and it looks like they have taken it off the docket for trial, and now there's a motion filed for prosecutorial misconduct on behalf of the defense. So if they have screwed up that in Maricopa County, if they have screwed up that Trevor Bauer accuser trial, I bet that's why she won't go after Laura. If they cannot prosecute that woman with text messages admitting to what she did, there's no way they'll go after Laura. So it's very unfortunate. And if the prosecutor in Maricopa County screwed up somehow, it's going to be big, going to be a bad story. We'll have to look at it.
It's disappointing is what it is. Because apparently ruining men's lives and blackmailing them and more, that doesn't merit any follow-up. That's disgusting. That is absolutely, it just pisses me off. It just goes what we talk about though. Dennis,
Yeah.
thanks for the 5 there. Figured I'd send breadstick money. Sent you an email, Tug. Hope you like it. I'll check it out for sure. Some stuff too. If people email, if I don't respond, that does not mean I haven't checked something out. By the way, just to know. Mike, thanks for the 5. The bruises in my chin from my jaw hitting the floor again and again. Indeed. I feel like that sometimes. Like, what? Mistress Loon, thanks for the 2. Pissing off the haters, $2 at a time. Square emoji, square emoji, square emoji, square emoji. That's so odd.
Yeah, you're
Amanda?
pissing off the haters and me with your square emojis.
I love it. Amanda, thanks for the 3 months. Enjoying every stream. Thank you. Thank you very much. I enjoy them too. So,
Me too. By the way, I do have information that the LA fire chief was called into a meeting with the LA mayor expecting to be fired, but she ended up not being fired, according to news reports. So she is not fired as of now. But
somebody will pay for it.
It looks like James Woods' house survived. That's the big news right now. We all thought that his house burned down, but apparently it didn't.
Oh man, that one post, that person was like, "There's a hate campaign against me," and it was because they were celebrating where they thought that James Woods' house had burned down. It was like,
Isn't that crazy?
That's just nuts out there, man. Darren Welsh, thanks for the 5 there. Megan, square emoji, Megan, square emoji. When you left Shizzy today, he said and then discussed Rule 26. And all I could hear was, say Rule 26 one more time, mother.
Say Rule 26 one more time, motherfucker.
That's my favorite button. It's my favorite button. God, I love AI.
BC Eagle, thanks for the 5 there. Hey, Tug and Megan. Hope it's all well with you and your family. Sorry to be a little late to the party. Hey, you are still here at the party, and thank you. Appreciate the love and support there. Michelle, thanks for the 5 there. As a kid, we used to sled down the roof because the drill said that high.
You know what? I remember a couple winters in Illinois like that, in the Chicago area, where the drifts would go up so high that they would almost touch the roof. I remember that. Yeah.
I may have sledded off the roof, but I won't say it was because don't do that, kids. It's not fun. I may have jumped out of barn lofts and stuff.
You've done a lot of dumb things, it sounds like.
Yes, very much so. Kids, boredom. You know, when people are like, when I was a kid, when I was a kid, we did a lot of dumb things. That's knock it off. Knock it off.
Like that. I like that.
Yeah, I do too. At that umbrella guy and at Fox on ice cream. Get you some ice cream. Look at that eye.
I love it.
Valiant Renegade. What's up, man? How you doing, brother? Valiant Renegade. Good people, man. I love it. 37 months. And I tune in. Your kid doing precious stuff. Doing precious kids stuff. Best money ever spent. Thank you, brother. Valiant Renegade. Good people, too. Like I said, YouTuber. Great channel, covers important stuff, talks about industry. One of the best financial researchers that I know, man, can dig up anything as far as money's involved. So if you want to check out some good coverage, especially on corpos and the craziness, Valiant Renegade, love them. Freaky Cat, thanks for the 10 there. Flea number 1 mentioned in one of their streams that she hoped to continue, quote unquote, helping another family when they had finished the barn shed for Lynette. Grifting never stopped.
Sure. Okay. Well, if she's going to make a career out of raising money for people, in Florida, there are laws about that. If she's going to become a charity, and she is a charity right now, that's what they're doing. They have a charity. They're not calling it that. They're saying we don't have a charity, but that's exactly what it is. There are laws. You have to register your charity in Florida.
We're not PR. Wait, we're PR on the website. No, we're not PR. We're not raising money. Stream Labs, by the way, is like, hey, if you want to give money. Oh my God.
Crazy.
It's amazing to see.
I feel gaslighted. Come on now. Quit.
I mean, just the denial of reality. And there are so many people out there that deny. I notice a lot of people get banned too if they bring this stuff up. They're like, "Wait a what?" It's like banned. You're banned. AJ's World. What's up, AJ's World? Thanks for the 2 months. They're actually much more than that. They've been around a long time. You're one of the first ones. I told my cancer went into stage 3. Y'all are my family. No one here wants to hear about it, especially my kids. Well, you know what? Here, you are loved, supported, and I hate that. Sometimes in the real world, like, hopefully that's just people that don't know how to deal with a subject. But yes, you have to have people to talk to. And if you need somebody to talk to, also, again, a professional can help. I'm not trying to say pawn you off on I'm just saying sometimes we need that help, especially when we're going through something like that. But you have our love for sure. Spin Doctor. Thanks for the 5 there. Native Oklahoman here. Are you following a lot of water? It's a real place. It is. I'm telling you.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, it very much is. The Palmer's not Archer. Homestead. There's a lake you follow in Alabama as well. You follow in a lot of water.
I love the way it's spelled too. So it kind of like it tricks you. What are you doing, buddy? I got a raid here. I don't know what's happening. There's doors opening and things closing.
It's funny when I heard it, I thought I was having a raid myself.
No, that's me. It's on my end this time. Little buddy is finally going to bed. It is Friday night. He gets to stay up a little later. So during the week, he goes to bed at 8:30. So, or 9.
Yeah, it gets a little late time.
Yeah. On the weekend, he's got his little, he's staying up.
Cesar, thank you for the 3 there. There's not a statement, but again, that is a statement. Thank you. Emma, thanks for the 10. My stepmom woke up one day, 20 minutes later, she was gone, sudden heart attack. She had Parkinson's very quickly. Being as pain-free as possible. It's been 4 years and it still hurts. It does. It continues to hurt. I hate to hear that. It does. I mean, like I said, I lost my mother years and years ago, man, and it does. The pain does not go away. You carry that, but you also carry the positives and the memory and the things that you enjoyed about them. MM, thanks for the 20 there. Take baby Tuglet for anything besides vegetable soup.
I agree. Anything besides that.
Love it. She's like, vegetable soup? No way. Palmer's not Archer Homestead. Thanks for the 2 there. Uncle Frank was at Yoda's for his birthday. Well, like I said, loved them. I think it impacts a lot of people. Every time this stuff comes up, it does. But like I said, remember why you enjoy people, moments with them. And if they're a name that you recognize, that you enjoyed conversing with, we all remember them in our way. That's how we keep people alive with our memories. Janice, thanks for the 10 there. Tulsa's and Northeast Oklahoma isn't flat. It's quite hilly. I must have went to the wrong part of Oklahoma then. We couldn't get to the wildlife rehab today due to hilly roads. Our marble foxes love the snow. That's cool.
Marble foxes?
They're fluffy and thick coats keep them very warm. You want to hear a weird Oklahoma story real fast? So when I was moving out of Oklahoma, we were driving down a back road, and I don't know, there was like I don't know what kind of animal. It looked kind of like a possum at first. I thought, man, it's got a weird, that weird sewer rat looking head, and it was feeding on something. But when we drove by, it stood up on its back legs and it started chasing the car. Yeah. And it was so bizarre. Yeah, it was so bizarre that
that's a chupacabra.
That's why I told my friend, I was like, Am I that tired? Because I have a friend with me. I was like, am I that tired? Are we being chased by some kind of monster?
Either a chupacabra or what do they call those Native American things? The shapeshifters.
Like a skinwalker.
Like skinwalker. It was a chupacabra or a skinwalker. That's what I'm calling it now.
Well, I was so weirded out. My friend was like, "Can we go back?" I was like, "We are not going back." I don't know what that was. Next time we go back, it might have a gat or something. I don't know what it was.
Oh my lord!
The clouds. Thanks for the 50 there. Thank you for that. Appreciate. Ah, yes. Thank you for all the info and laughs in honor of my dad, Air Force vet, who passed away 1 year ago tonight. Much love to y'all. Well, love to you, your family. Love to your father's memory on that. Keep it strong, for sure. Thank you. Kim, thanks for the 6 months there. My channel membership for Jeff just transferred minutes ago. Thanks, Tug and Megan, for the laughs. I love all y'all mods in chat from Australia. Thank you. The membership transfer?
I don't know what that means.
I'm not sure what that means. I don't know. But thank you, Kim, by the way. Jill, thanks for the 5. Flea number 1 said that a really bad message talking about what the child said was normal in yesterday's live. What was it?
Wait,
That's talking about that
what
terrible
was
message.
normal? Well, listen, guys, here's the thing. Unless we have timestamps,
Yeah, we don't know what said
we don't know
there.
what was actually said. There has been a lot of confusion where people think you heard something and it might not be that. So I'd like to, if you do have like something you want me to see, a timestamp and a link would be really helpful. But barring not having that, it's hard to comment on that.
I think that has definitely been ignored, though, for sure.
For sure.
You
I
know?
thought they were saying that it was fake.
Yeah, that's how I took it was them calling it fake.
Yeah.
So Fallen Hero, thank you for the gifted membership on that. Thank you very much, Fallen Hero. Appreciate you, by the way, my friend. Bonnie, thanks for 5. LP, BBB, and 2 L's are going on the Misfit Love Boat Crew.
Don't you sully the good name of the Love Boat like that. It would not be a love boat. What would we call it? What could we call it? The Rug Boat. We could call it the Rug Boat. I'm just kidding. That's a joke. The Rug Boat.
I'd be afraid, like you pop up and you actually it's like a fishing skiff or something. Like, no. John alive, thanks for the tip. Former Sheriff Clay Higgins, now Congressman. Look him up. Okay, I'll definitely look him up for sure on that. I'm gonna look up Clay Higgins since you mentioned them anyway. Thanks for the 20 there for the love of everything holy, or for the love of everything holy. Fix your damn fingers. It so horrified them that it said off instead of. They were like, "Oh my god!" I know. That's actually why I mistype things sometimes. That makes sense.
Connected. It's very weird. He needs to get them separated. we showed it to you in the picture. You saw it. It's very strange. He's going to be studied by science.
I'd like to know how I got that ring on there. Actually,
was that like installed afterwards, and I had to like solder it to your finger?
Oh my lord. I love the AI fingers. They're so weird.
So weird.
Thanks for the 10 there. For only $19.99 a month, you can help fix tongue. Yeah, we'll send you this adorable blanket. Yes, it's going to have a picture of the fingers on it. This is hard. Thanks for the 3 there. Tug should be supervised. Sometimes I need maybe a supervisor. I don't know.
You do. And unfortunately, I'm about to leave you unsupervised.
Oh no, what's going on? All right, I'm almost done anyway. So go have fun tomorrow.
I gotta jump. You're going to be
unsupervised. Be on your channel.
Yeah, probably.
Yes? Okay,
yeah.
So all right, get out of here. I'll hype it up. Have fun.
All right. Be good.
See ya.
See ya.
Yep, see ya. Suze, thanks for the 2 there. Buy a breadstick on me. Those hand sticks, I said hand sticks for some reason. I don't know why. Those hands are scary. Thank you. Suzanne, thanks for the 10 there. Oh my gosh. There's going to be so many jokes about fingers there. Look at this too. What are those little emojis, by the way? What is that? I can't tell what those are. Give me a second. Somebody tell me in the chat. What the heck are those little emojis? I feel like I'm missing a good joke here. Tell me in chat. I'm gonna keep going. Tell me. Suzanne, thank you too. Yeah, man, thanks for the vibe there. Forget tongue thumbs. It looks like somebody's paying hamster chewed up breadsticks. Oh no. Oh, are they tongues? Is that what that is? Oh, I see it now. I see it. They're little tongues. Oh no, they're tongue thumbs. I get it now. Thank you. Thank you. See, I needed you all to explain that to me. Thank you. Oh, that's funny. I like that too, M. Thank you, Suzanne. Lori, thanks for the 10 there. Have toe thumbs. LOL, love you guys. Those toe thumbs. Yeah, there's a big thing in a toe thumb and a tongue thumb. I've never seen somebody with a tongue thumb. Shield Maiden, thanks for the 26 months. If the big flea hits the floor, we'll fill it in Scotland. Oh no, evacuation. John Live, thanks for the 2 there. We need a mug cruise. Let's go. Oh no, not a cruise. Emma, thanks for the 2. The only fun kind of derailment. I know. At least we can have good derailment here. Stick Print Paint, thanks for the 5. I've been with Rhea Ryan for 40 years. Not worrying how to get rid of her yet. That's the thing. When people have long-term relationships, the fun, the going back and forth, that is part of it. Sometimes you ever run into some people like on the outside, they don't get the humor and everything either. Like, and you're like, no, man, this is how it's supposed to be. It's beautiful. Miss Doolittle, thanks for the 10. 1990, I bought a Chevy Sprint Metro. And let me get a drink real quick. I got laughing, almost made myself cough. So I bought a Chevy Sprint Metro. Motor was a motorcycle, motor mounted sideways. Watch my 6'7", 340-pound boyfriend climb into it. It was like watching a clown car at the circus. He rode once, only once. I'm telling you, like for my height, anybody over 6 feet tall, when you get over, I think 6'3", that's where it gets crazy. That's why, like I said, I picked up, get a vehicle, not a new one. I didn't go crazy or anything, but I got something that was protected for my kids, that was higher up so I could step into it. It felt safe, secure. But yeah, you drive in a little one. Again, that Fiero. So my parents, if you've never seen one, it's like a knockoff. It wants to be a Ferrari, but it's a little cheap, sports car. And they had it. I don't remember. They didn't have it long, so I don't know. I don't know the story behind it. I'd have to ask. I have no idea. But I was tall as a teenager, and when I would get into it, I would almost have to sit on the ground to get in. It was so hard to get in. But to get out of it, I would have to roll out of it for real. I couldn't stand up. I couldn't get my leg out far enough, so I'd have to just kind of roll out of it. It was so awkward. I drove I can't remember what kind of car it was. It was a little Honda at one time. I was test driving a car. I needed a newer one. And funny, my father, he went with me, and he always liked to be amused by stuff. Well, they had this one. And he was like, we should take it out. I kept telling him, I was like, I can't fit in this car. It's a tiny little car. It was a little economy car. I was like, I can't fit in it. He's like, no, we can do it. So I got my legs in there. I had to put my knees on the sides of the steering wheel because I couldn't put my legs in right. And we had gotten out. We were doing a test drive. The person's in there. We'd gone out. We're getting on the interstate, and you could hear the tires bark a little bit. And my father was like, you need to slow down. I was like, slow down. I can't tell how fast we're going. I can't see anything in here. It was the most absurd. It looked like a clown car. So I hear you on it. Andrew, thank you for your super sticker on that too. Thank you very much, Andrew. Appreciate you, my friend. In the clouds, thanks for the 20 there. Love. Thank you. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. SF, thanks for 2. Why the hate of James Woods? Because it's politically based is why it is. James Woods has strong political opinions, and anytime you get them, people with strong political opinions, they get hate for it. So, and you can disagree with anybody. That's 100%. But with James Woods, when his house that people thought it burned down, there were people out there celebrating it. Now that is nasty. I don't care what you think about a person's social or political views. That's way, way too far. But that's what it was based on. That's why that happened. Linda, thanks for the 10 there. Appreciate that. There's not a statement, but again, the statement is in backing. So thank you for your backing. I appreciate that. Connie, thanks for the 10. Where can I buy some Tugs tits? I received a breast cancer diagnosis this week. I'm meeting surgeon on Monday. I'm going to need pics of Tugs tits for reference. I'm making my boobs great again. Well, first of all, I hope everything goes well for you, for real, with your diagnosis. No joking, no nothing. I'd love to that. But yes, reference them. The whole joke with the Tugs tits thing, by the way, it was, there were, during the Heard trial, this one place referenced a picture of me. They thought it was, and it was a joke picture. There was a picture of my avatar's face on a, let's say, a very comely woman. She was very endowed, and they put it in as media. So there was a joke about it, and Ricada Law was like, man, maybe we should hashtag Tugs tits. And it did hashtag, and it ended up going, it was so funny at the time that it ended up trending #1 on Twitter. we even that was the old Twitter setup too, where they would sell like I think the NHL at the time, I think, was going on. So we ended up out trending, even bought in trending. It was amazing. It was so crazy. But love to you there. Knock it off. Thanks for the 2 there. Oh, dude, please read my name again. Knock it off. Swoon. Well, there you go. Appreciate you too, by the way. I love it. I love the eye jokes too that you have. Taryn, thanks for the 5. For you, Tug, since you hate y'all, how about I hate all the Ewans. I had never understood that. That's just not from this area, So is that Yunzal? By the way, have you ever been to the pig in Franklin, Tennessee? Maybe the Bunga Nut pig. I don't know. I've been a lot of strange places that I'll have to look it up and see if I've been there, because I'm not sure. But the next time in the Franklin area, should I look it up? Kenny Michelle, thanks for the 8 months. How's IT Goatee? Haven't seen him in a while. He's doing fine, by the way. He's been around here and there. It's just Megan's been off for a while. So that's one of the problems with it. And Janice, thanks for the 10. Marble foxes are a man-made species. The fur industry made to get larger pelt. Huh. Arctic foxes bred to red foxes or silver foxes. Been bred in captivity for almost 100 years. In all different color combos. That's wild. I did not know that. That's fascinating. I'll have to look them up now. I'm curious about that. Let me also give me 1 minute. I have a few people also. I do not want to leave out anyone. I'm going to say KP. Thanks for, there was a Venmo for 10. Great stuff. Thank you, KP. Appreciate that. That's awesome for you. Appreciate it. MJ, thank you for, there was a 5 through PayPal. Thank you for that too. Let's see. PR, I'm going to say. Thanks for the breadsticks for 5 there as well. Thank you for that too. I don't think I missed anyone there, but if I did, I apologize. I think I caught everyone in that. Now, who's live right now? Who is actually live? Who should we redirect to? I need to redirect to somebody. So who's live? Let me look. I'm looking for a live channel. Let's see. The expert is live. Let's expert. I'm going to see if it pulls up the live too. I have to find that. The expert. Okay. Oh, yeah. I see him there. There he is. Let's give him some love tonight. Okay. Yep. I see his live. Sometimes I have to find the live. So give me a second. I'm going to redirect you. Go raid his chat too. That'll be fun. You know. So give me a second. I'm gonna set up the redirect for that. I love raiding other channels. Just tell them Tug sent you. Give them a Tug raid. So, hey, all right. So we are getting ready to end here. I'm setting that up right this second. There we go. All right. We will see you tomorrow. Megan's channel. That should be a lot of fun. And thank all of you again. Appreciate the heck out of you. Till next time, we'll see you. Well, tomorrow, I guess we'll see you.